All right, what's going on, guys? We are back again with another podcast. Woo! I know it's been a while. I know it's been inconsistent, but you boys have graduated, and that's why we're drinking Elijah Craig whiskey, which I didn't realize was still up on my screen. But this is a whiskey pod. And
shout out to Kentucky bootleggers.
Yes.
For some Kentucky bourbon for us.
Did you guys know that Elijah Craig was born in Virginia, but it is Kentucky. Kentucky was added later. And he was not in Prohibition era, so he's not a bootlegger. But he was born in 1738.
Was he really?
Hey.
I'm like, hey, what's up? Hello. Since your pretty ass, soon as you came in the door. Duncan said we should have the new guy on the pod. What was his name? Remind me of his name again.
He's too new, bro.
Wait.
Shout out Justin. Shout out
J.K.
James.
Sander.
J.K. Shout out J.K.
Yeah, we should get him on.
I know you're watching. Yeah, we should.
I texted him though.
Oh wait,
on.
Yeah.
I'm usually not on here.
Oh shit.
Oh, Jay.
You were supposed to be the surprise, you fuckhead. We got no J Hunt today.
No, we got Jay Hunt. He'll come later.
Oh yeah, we do have J Hunt.
But Jay Hunt will phone in, and we got Jack in person.
Yeah, we got Dubs in the meantime. We got Dubs all throughout too. So, yeah, our I should probably switch it to the actual. We're doing draft grades today. Woo! Finally doing the draft grade. Cheers, boys. Cheers to the draft.
Hey, cheers to the third draft recapping.
Yes.
Now.
This is the third one.
Third one recapping.
Yes.
Yeah. My first.
Oh. Ugh. Oh God.
You forget.
Yeah. Shout out to the whiskey drinkers. Don't know how you do it.
Good.
Throw some in.
Yeah, but that's kind of tasty.
Like a couple drops.
Oh yeah, what I was gonna say is we are graduated men now. I mean, I guess Dubs
didn't graduate.
Not Dubs, but he's doing fine. But yeah, we are adults. We're real people now.
Thank you.
We're not just like a part of the youth anymore. So it's kind of crazy. But you know what's a mainstay? The CBA.
The CBA.
Yep.
Can you guys imagine us being contributing members of society?
Yeah, I mean we can contribute to our OOTP teams.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Our society.
Yeah. Our society.
Our society. All right, let's get right into it. V is doing the PL. I am doing the SL, and the J Hunt Dub duo, the Hunt Dub duo.
Let's go.
Ooh,
Hunt Dub
like
duo
that.
is doing the BL. So yeah, we'll get started. V.
All right.
Kind of lackluster in
Yeah. Here we
forms
are.
of people.
We have
Dave
12 picks.
Why did you?
We have 12 picks for 3 rounds of 10 teams. So that means of the picks the PL could have made, what was 12 divided by 30? 2 divided by 10? Is that how that works? No, 2 divided by 5. 40% of the picks were made by the PL. That's it. So my job was easy. That was fun. Cancun was one of the only teams, one of 2, who took a first, second, and third round pick. I gave them a graph grade of B. We'll go into it. Ricky Hernandez. I mean, it's a late first. Don't get me wrong. Nope. Yeah, I did that mistake too. It's a late first.
Oh.
It's fine. I think it's just an average pick. I think.
He's the number 2 overall prospect.
Ooh, that honestly could change.
And he
it.
can play-
I
and he
think
can
like
play left.
your dream is that he becomes Sam Guerrero. Does it happen? Who knows? I think it's a fine pick. I just like you draft for someone who may not work out and can't really play a position a position of need to do anything.
Wow, Sam Guerrero is a really good comp for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like a perfect world comp.
Yeah, like that's the ceiling, and he's popping right now.
Hey,
Looks a lot like him.
you could have Carlos Hernandez for a second.
Doesn't play the same position, but
yeah, so I thought it was fine. And then going to Kachatur Shevardnadze. Yeah, I mean, it's just like in the second round, like he is good, and like he needs to develop to become like he needs to hit a ceiling to become that sort of Rich Sucky, Daniel Solis. If he gets the ceiling better than Daniel Solis,
Antonio
or
Luna.
Hector Solis, sorry. But I just thought as a second round pick, there's a lot with these types of players where if they don't hit their contact threshold, they can't play.
So guys, drop in the comments. I think this is one of those archetypes where we don't really know what's going to happen to them in the next OOTP. So let us know what you think is going to change in 26, and if these builds will be
or if you have the new OTP, let us know what to do. That was I thought it was again fine. Matt Hayden was the pick I most liked out of this in the third round. Obviously, the third round can't give it as much. I have him has 65 potential in the head scout. Oh, you have him 45. Wow, crazy difference, man. I have him very high too.
Dude,
we're figuring out differences.
My guy's kind of Nazi-ish.
Yeah, but my guy was Nazi to the last guy. Remember, you had him 20 more than I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a third round pick, I like Hayden more. My head scout really liked him, but I think overall draft class turned out to a B. Mine's gonna be pretty short here, because the next 4 teams in the alphabet that is in the PL didn't have a first, second, or third round pick. So for Detroit, that was because of Dave Rosen. Yes, Dave Rosen is worth your first, second, third, and the 2 other firsts that you gave up. For Galveston, his first was involved in Ruben Melendez, second was involved in Mike Hopkins, which is fine. Third was involved in Brock Dumont, which, if he was in the draft, would have been a third round pick right now. So I think it's fine. Indy's first was associated with Brock Monahan, second with Hermanson Morrison. And Jamie Frank, which if I am remembering right, Jamie Frank was better than a third.
Herman Morrison.
Yeah, I love Herman.
Wow.
Solid, yeah.
And then go to Jamie Frank. I guess we can pull up the trades.
Wow, Herman Morrison's pretty good.
Yes, that was he just dev really well. So he got this for a third, essentially. So great deal for Indy there. They'd be in my S tier if we included trades.
Oh, this has got to be a loan.
No. You know what's even cooler? Watch this. We go here.
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry. Here we go. We go here, and then you could click on anything and see the deal.
Oh.
Wow.
So that's what I did for each team. Was Indy traded.
Why don't you tell us this so we could do it for our
Indy
trades?
just traded wait.
I went through Discord for all mine.
Oh, this is for 80. This is for 86. Yeah, so for 87. Oh, I did this for 87. Not it was 87.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, so first round traded to for Monahan, stuff like that. So I thought it was good. Vegas got Mike Griffin and Cap Dump. And then on to Mexico City. He had 1 pick. I gave him a C+. Y'all agree if y'all think it's a C+ pick for Mitch Vitola. I don't know. You're really gonna ever start him?
That's probably the best defense that was remaining.
I disagree with that. Maybe it was sure for a third round. It wasn't an F.
Infield with backupable
maybe.
Can
offense.
he play shortstop though?
No.
So what can he do?
He could play second and third. I mean, he can be serviceable in short. I don't know. The NCAA is not a horrible league. He'll at least be I think this is a guy that would be max -2 zone rating at the end of the year in the BL. I feel like he could,
sure.
I don't know. It's sure for a third round pick.
But
sure.
it wasn't an F. It wasn't. It was a C+.
Wendigo.
And then for Philly, same story. Bro only had 1 pick. Mexico City traded his first, second they're associated with Ken Horan and Ivan Martinez, so did well there. And then Dan Douglas. I gave it a
What
B
the
minus
fuck?
because just third round pick.
You like this better than
At
the
least
other guy?
my head scout has him at 40 control potential. But
Wow.
it's literally just he has a higher ceiling and he might be playable and maybe decent versus the other guy I don't think is playable. Maybe a TCR or 2. It's a C plus to a B minus, man. Like he had 1 third-round
I
pick.
think this is like a D minus to a C minus.
Okay. You know what? Sure.
Are your grades more critical? Because some of mine are a little critical.
I think we've all been like critical in the past.
This, I mean, I guess like
I mean, 3rd round, 80 stuff potential. He gets 2 TCRs. He's 15. Bro's nickname is Machine Gun. Like,
Yeah, we'll see what Dan Douglas.
yeah.
I would have picked Dan Douglas over Mitch Vitola.
All right,
All right.
that's that.
Yeah, I mean that explains the grades.
And then Salt Lake, they had a draft of the PL that I was actually a fan of. Because of the first player, they got a B plus specifically because of Ben Smith. I'm personally
Ben Smith.
a
I like
huge
Ben
Ben
Smith.
Smith guy.
I was a Ben Smith
like
at the
guy.
Smith.
at the 127, I think
Yeah.
if he can play center, which at 65 range, you can pretty much plug a lot of people in. I think he's a great hitting center fielder, man. Like, at the 127, I think it's a great pick. And then Amari Reese, I really wasn't as much of a fan of, to be honest. Maybe my scout just didn't like him. But like 2nd round pick.
It was decent.
Again, it's one of those guys where, like, even if he hits a ceiling, Mike, you're ever gonna play him?
Maybe
No.
this is one of those
55,
guys.
45, like 60, like maybe he could be back.
This is one guy. Okay, let's just say if he gets a 45 home runs against and like up to 50 movement, maybe that turns into 50 home runs against. 55 stuff, 60
sure.
control.
He has the TCR.
Then he's Billy Irvine. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those guys where like you definitely take a shot on him.
Mike, I'm not gonna let
for
you
what he's
like
gonna
just look
be.
at this guy and be like he could be Billy Irvine.
Yeah, that's what you're hoping. Like that's where the value is. If not,
I
then there
personally
isn't there.
disagree with that. I wasn't a huge fan of the pick, but he's still got a B plus because like I could see him being playable and being like maybe decent. But I really like the Ben Smith pick, and that's what gave him a B plus. San Diego was the next team here. The other team that got all 3. Honestly, wasn't a huge fan of the draft. I gave him a C plus. This was mainly for like all of the picks.
What?
But like mainly for Jonah Ross.
Wow, I like Jonah Ross.
Do you? Maybe my scout's just not high on him.
Well, Duncan, if you're listening to this, you'll remember me and you had a conversation about Mr. Jonah Ross, and I thought, I will. To be fair, I wanted to pick him with the 36th pick.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that he wasn't available.
But he was like the 116 is where it was.
Yeah, no, that's
like this draft was deeper to like the 120 than Jonah Ross in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's what led to that.
I don't mind a good defensive second base.
But again, it's a C plus. It's not only Jonah. It's not like the other 2 picks were like amazing and like it brought it up to a C plus. I think Jonah Ross was like, I don't know, what do you think, like a B minus pick, like maybe for team need. But like he still has like potentials to go. He's a good defender. I just thought this class was deeper than Jonah Ross the 116. And I took Mark Ferrer at the 219.
I remember him.
He's supposed to be no contact.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah, but like
I
the
like
value
this guy
is
better
here.
than the other guy.
The value is there. Mark Ferrer, Matt Kirk.
Matt Kirk.
But yeah, so he's there. He's fine. I think it was another like C plus pick in my mind. Maybe even like a B minus, but like around that range. And then Ken McBride was the 3rd round pick. Obviously, as you get to 3rd round picks, they don't matter as much. I had the system last year. I didn't do it this year, but the same sort of Dan Douglas like B minus C plus sort of vibe. So overall C plus for San Diego.
This guy looks better than Douglas for me, in my opinion.
I have Douglas at like 40 control potential.
Okay.
Which is the difference. Because Mike has like 30.
Yeah.
And then to Toronto, which as much as it pains me to say, Bob,
Jesus.
I think you won the draft in the PL.
Oh Jesus.
I gave Bob.
Dude, he traded his first round pick for
Jonathan Wade. I didn't put I didn't look at trades when I did my draft grades.
Oh. A minus.
I gave him an A minus. But at the same time, I really loved his 3rd round pick, and like I also liked his 2nd round pick. I think he's fine. But the 3rd round, I think he's a good 2nd round pick for the 225. To be honest.
Oh.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Well, OSA likes him. But John Brewster, that's where I was like, how is this guy there in the third round? I think he had the best pick. Like, that was a third round pick.
Whoa, he's a third round pick?
Yeah, he can play the field. He can hit. Like, I
Wow.
mean, I think that was a great pick. Landed Bob at an A-, and I think the best draft in the PL.
You know what? If John Brewster, and I'll show you on my phone, I made a little last second list with what I was going to do with my third round picks.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in a meeting and I missed my third round picks, and John Brewster was one of the guys I was going to
Wow, yeah.
No, we got to
Yeah.
do a list pick.
Yeah.
But
I made a list on
as
my
we go to
phone.
tiers, the the NA tier, we have all the people who didn't have a first. In the D tier, we got Mexico City and San Diego. It was just grades. Oh, nice, yeah. He does have a list. He's showing us.
Oh, and Ed Andrus went to New York.
Yeah, those were the two guys. I ended up with Brian Pasco. But
Mike Murdoch went to LA in the third round, too.
yeah.
Mike Murdoch was in the third round. Wow.
Yep.
But yeah, Mexico City and San Diego. It like Mexico City. What are you gonna do, man? You had the 321. Take it with a grain of salt. San Diego, they like Jonah Ross more than I do, so maybe it all works out. I just wasn't a huge fan of like both the pitchers. I just thought every pick was sort of mid. That was it.
Ugh.
In the C tier, I got. Cancun and Philly. Again, like Philly, like you got one pick. I like Douglas enough to put you over. And Cancun, I gave a B. The other player who had all three picks. Though I think Cancun's draft could turn out to be better than what I'm saying, and he did take players for a rebuild. So don't fully hate it. In the B tier, I got SLC. And in the A tier, I got Toronto, and no one deserved an S tier spot. I got S tier, so no one's in the S tier.
I love that. No, I agree. I agree with that fully.
So yeah, PL. Yeah.
Can you
Is
give
this like the most the PL hasn't picked in the first 3 rounds?
I don't know. It's hard to say because I mean, Mark always had like all 3 of his picks,
Yeah.
along
And
with
San
maybe
Diego,
another one.
San Diego always has all 3. Toronto usually has a first.
Yeah, he
Like,
usually
they'll trade
trades
for
up,
one, yeah.
but obviously, I mean, if Mark is or if Bob isn't traded up, he either has nothing or it's just not as talent's not there because Mark's gonna try to get his guy, but you see like. I feel like with the Galveston, Indianapolis, Las Vegas is trying to get, stay in the PL.
Mm-hmm.
Mexico City just did his push to get here. Philadelphia just did his push to get here.
Indy just did his push.
Yeah,
Galveston's the one, but he got Ruben Melendez. So what are we saying?
And then Detroit, of course, he's the number 1 team in the PL. So can't be too mad.
Yeah.
I'm actually glad that the number 1 team in the PL doesn't have their picks because that's how it should be. And Dave Rosen is the only thing that needs to be there.
The number 1 and
it
2,
is.
because Indy's 2 right now.
Yeah, no, that's
And,
crazy.
The number 3 didn't have his first rounder.
Yeah, so that makes sense. All right, moving on to the SL.
Woo!
My neck of the woods. My neck of the woods. Oh wait, what's an overall grade for the PL in general?
I think overall grade for the PL would be a C+.
I think that's fair. Kind of a boof ass
Yeah,
PL.
weird draft for the PL. It doesn't happen every year, but low-key glad it happened this year,
Yep. I mean, yeah, this is the year that it should be with the given
Especially
with just
in a
shit that's
loaded
happened.
class, we saw none of the top guys go to a PL team, which I feel like never happens.
Yes,
Yeah. That's cool.
It's good for the league and it's good for the future of the league to see that a lot of the talent is moving back down to the BL and the SL. All right, moving on. I had a lot of fun with the SL. I think there were a lot of teams that made a lot of good moves and a lot of competing teams that really can improve their team as well. So moving on to Boston, a team that is rebuilding right now. Big E is back in the league.
Big E.
I gave him a C+.
Welcome
I
back,
think
Big E.
Yeah, welcome back, Big E. J-Dubs were you here when he left?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, wait, no. Didn't he leave out of nowhere?
Big E?
Yeah. Or what was the deal with that?
I have no idea why he left.
Okay. Well, then I don't know if I was here.
Oh.
I feel like I don't know why I said that.
Well, he's back.
Welcome back. Big
Welcome
E.
back. I think I have a C plus, but I don't think you had a bad draft at all. I wanted Guy Refuse at the 115 in another life. But actually, no, I wanted Guy Refuse early. I wanted him at the 6, but it kind of just turned me off when Mike Oplin got picked. But he's a guy who could he could be insane. Like you could play him at second base. I think he has a little bit more utility at second base than third base because he doesn't really have the arm. But he's got 65 power already. If he 80 power, I don't give a fuck what else you have unless you're like one of Chicago's guys or Tommy's guys that have nothing else.
Jeremy Moss.
Yeah.
How is Jeremy Moss doing this season?
I don't know.
We gotta check that out. I haven't looked at him yet.
That's actually a good shout.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
9
He
home
hits
runs.
home runs.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He hits home runs.
175.
But no, imagine if Jeremy Moss had the contact, that would be
And the defense.
that'd be insane. Ben Hester. Can you pull up the comment? Ben Hester, I loved him. I think my comment on him was love the reach. I think he's a guy that I don't think a lot of people had on their boards. And you see, I've been trying to scout him more, but he's somebody that just flew under my radar. This is somebody who I would love to have taken. 70 stuff potential. If he can get up to that 45 home runs against, he's a very interesting prospect. And that third pitch needs to come up too,
And the thing with that is if you listen to the Mark podcast, you know that changeups are the most likely pitch to go up as well.
Yes.
So that's huge.
And that 94, 96, you want that 98, 99, that's gonna be a fun pick.
Sorry, say that. It wasn't that S in it wasn't the exact Sidewinders logo.
Yeah, because they're the Sacramento Sidewinders.
Wasn't that SLC?
Salt Lake City Sidewinders. Maybe Boston. Maybe I don't understand this.
Okay, sounds good.
Kind of. Oh, that's interesting. John Rowe. I can't really talk much about this pick. I mean, he looks cool. He looks if he's able to fill out, he'll be a good reliever. I mean, I don't know what else to say about a guy like this. Turtle. I like turtles. That's what I can say. Okay, Mark Vose. It's another one of those guys, one TCR. I really love these pitches. But again, it's just one of those, this is probably around, where you should have gotten him. I was teetering between C plus and B minus. But I think Guy Refuse, was taken at the 9. I forget exactly. But I think that was a little bit of a reach. And then Ben Hester, I think objectively was a reach. John Rose, okay, and then Mark Vos. By no means did I dislike this draft at all. For Boston, I like these guys, but nothing flashy. And I think you got your guy with Guy Refuse, and he's gonna be good for you. So that's a C plus in my eyes. Going on to Carolina. You were annoying as fuck to go through.
Wait, how many people? More than the entire fucking PL, by the way.
Yeah, I gave
by
you
a lot.
I gave you a C plus too. I probably should have boosted that to a B minus. But I want it to be to be critical in a way that I'm looking at why you got these guys. Why you got them. What's the use? What's the utility? Oh, he has Ryan Foster too, dude. He has this whole fucking. He has 4 rows, dude.
Sip your water.
He has 4 rows.
Do you care if I just...
But it was a very odd draft because there wasn't a lot of consistency with what the vision is, except for BPA, which is a very fair vision for the future. Ryan Foster, I didn't really like the pick very much with Ryan Foster. He has had bad stats this year, and I really think that he is bound to regress. And he doesn't have the he doesn't have the currents to tell me that he will stay up this high. Rough year this year. 17 pitches. I don't. Is he injured? Oh, he is injured. That's unfortunate. But you see, I've already had him regress quite a bit. It was a late first round pick. I'm pretty sure. If you want him for the future, hey, he's lefty. Why not? He's already pitching 95, 97. That stuff's gonna go up. You just hope that home runs against goes up, and that I don't. Let's see. 20th overall. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like he's not like he's forcing the timeline, but it's a timeline pick.
Yeah, it is.
So.
Yep. But as you'll see, we'll go through all of them. I like Denny Pittman. I think it's a good pick. Stamina's kind of low. Hold runner's kind of low. Stuff that you don't really like to see in a starter, but he's got that ground ball, and stats are looking good. I had him regress a little bit. I think future be a PL4, PL5 maybe, but who knows if he'll even dev out to be even that good. But that was his second round pick, if I'm not mistaken. I really liked this pick. Justin Elrod. I think
dude. He's already Sam Guerrero.
Yep, he's already Sam Guerrero. We've seen a lot of these builds come in the league recently. You could chug him in at third, put him in the dev lab, see what he does. But again, he doesn't match your timeline, so it's kind of confusing.
Dude, this makes me pissed almost because he is Wortham.
Yeah.
Exactly, he's exactly Wortham.
Mm-hmm. My scout doesn't like him as much, but yeah. I mean, we'll see how he turns out, but I guess in res or loaned out or traded.
Mm-hmm.
Another one of those same types of pick, Miguel Silva. I think this is one of those relievers that you see tossed around for a third round pick. Of course, if he dubs out, he's going to be worth a second where he's taken. But if he gets this 60, 65 or so. 50, and 45, 50 with the control. I mean, he's serviceable relief pitcher in the PL. I love the pitches. But again, this guy's ready. My head scout has him fully devved out.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know where he slots in. Same thing with the catcher. I love the upside, but objectively, he just seems like someone who could really not turn out. That 20 avoid K we've seen could work out really well for you or could bite you in the ass. Good enough defense, but again, he's ready this year, next year. Where does he slot in? Is it going to be kind of like a BL middle of the pack rebuild until you get enough picks or have enough assets to trade up or something? But he's good enough for a second round pick. I like it, but still a little confused. Permenter is actually a boring pick. I don't want to go. He's 50 across the boards. He's okay.
Yeah.
Ben Hager. I think I liked Ben Hager. He was a cool reliever.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah.
Second round.
Yeah, that's a good second round pick. Good reliever. Another one of those dime a dozen relievers that you'll find in the second round.
Bro has had a 58 fit minus for the last 3 years.
That's actually very impressive. That's actually very.
Who was
very
that guy who was his batting average was the exact same for 3 years straight? No, in actual baseball.
You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Comment down below if you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like Billy Potts, one of those guys, 1 TCR, looks really, really, really good. Don't like his last season at UCLA. Probably should have stayed one more year. But yeah, he looks good enough. Get up to 60 control. He's kind of looking like Petterneck. So I really like that value in the second round. But are you gonna start him? My favorite pick of yours is Dave Jones. I really like the Dave Jones pick.
Yeah.
I think he has really high upside. He could look insane if he fills all this out. Throw him in Dev Lab a few times for some third base defense. He just needs 65 arm. That's it. And then he looks really, really, really yummy. Another one of his steals, I like this. I like this draft more than a C+. I definitely like it more than a C+.
Ooh, I like this guy.
Antonio Luna looks like Hector Solis without good defense. Can't really play the field except if you value first base defense, which you guys know how I value first base defense. I think it's a fucking joke. But like as long as you have height, which Antonio Luna does not, so I don't really see much value other than being a platoon type guy, which he will be insane at. 65 home run power and 75 gap. Imagine him with Solis. Solis as a lefty, Luna as a righty. Like just have them
That would be
opposing.
Sick. I can't even play Solis against lefties.
Yeah, exactly. So like Luna would be like, and he already has 30 avoid K. Get that up to like 40 avoid K if he gets up to 35. Like that looks really good to me.
Does it?
Jeff Hopkins was okay. No, there are even more. Matt Huggins. I don't even want to look at him.
Jeff Hopkins, yeah.
Jeff Hopkins had, if I wasn't mistaken, pretty good defense.
This guy stayed to the third round.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can't hit for shit.
I mean, no, but I'm surprised, to be honest.
Yeah,
I looked at him too.
Yeah,
I like him too, but he's ready to plug into your team next year. That will still be tanking.
I will say, for some perspective, Duncan was afraid that he wasn't going to hit 30 wins, and
That's
so
what I
a
was
lot of
thinking,
these guys,
yeah.
he's going to pull this sim.
Huh?
yeah.
Like I think 12.
He
of
said
them.
12, yeah.
Damn.
But we
like,
had talked about that. during the
What do you
draft.
think
So that's
Duncan's like
interesting.
next year? Just like trade them all for like whatever pick they got picked at.
I
Just
don't know
recoup?
what the plan is there.
Like get to 30 wins and recoup or something.
I mean, if your idea was to pick players higher, like it was, like I said, it was best player available. You could see that from the start. You're gonna be able to trade these guys for picks around the same value, if not more. I really like the best player available picks because I think you will get more for them. Like I could see Elrod being a first round value trade in the future. Foster kind of scares me. Pittman kind of scares me. Permenter can also be a guy that you sell for a second round. Ooh, actually, I like Bob Wisner. There's another guy that you got. I'm spending so long on Carolina, but they had all of the picks in the whole draft. And okay, I know I've been a bitch about it in fucking general, and I'm gonna stop after this. This is the podcast is closure for me. But how did he have one of my second round picks, and how did he have one of New Orleans picks? How did those get? Because I had them. I saw them on my draft board when the draft got loaded in, and then during it, I didn't even make a trade with Carolina. Somehow one of those picks went to Duncan.
Stats Plus bugging.
Or was Duncan moving the picks on Stats Plus?
Does Duncan have that power?
Joey does. Why shouldn't Duncan?
Well, Joey, Bob, and Adam do.
I don't know.
In the Constitution, there are 3 people who have power.
Well, I'm trying to start shit. So let's just say that Duncan
Oh
moved
yeah,
his
yeah.
picks
Doug's a bitch.
over
He
to
definitely
his
just
own
robbed
team.
you.
Yeah, but I saw trying to fucking fleece me. Really like this pick though. We're changing this. We're going a solid B. I love the value everywhere.
Yeah.
It looks good.
I think the main thing is like what you said is he gets his 30 wins and he can flip most of these guys for people, or for picks next year around the same value as he got them.
Yeah, and let's be honest. A lot of these picks were just gotten from guys that probably shouldn't have gone for value, like when he was tearing it all down. So I mean, you can't hate it too much, right? Moving on to Chicago. Loved Chicago's draft. Loved Chicago draft. Do you guys agree? Gave him an A.
Wow.
Gave him an A. See, Chicago is a good team in the SL. I don't actually know where he is right now. And I want to shout out Tommy because I was giving. He's 5th, okay, but he's still like right there.
Literally middle of the pack team in the league.
Two wins away from 3rd spot for
Fifth in
promo.
Yeah,
But then again, Houston and Cincy are too. But Chicago had the best draft. He had the best draft. Going to his yacht team, beautiful pickup. Start him, please. Oh, sorry. I want to go back. I was giving Tommy his flowers in DMs in Tommy's DMs. Because I really appreciate with how much fun he can have with OOTP. Like, he has the flexibility every single year that he plays to pick the best player available and to be excited about him too. Like, and he can trade up to kit the Scorpion and instantly put him into his team and be excited about it because he's never in a full-on rebuild but maintains just an obscene level of talent. Like, his ML team this year has a fuck ton of guys who like might be like stars in the league. And I think that's really fun, and I really appreciate that style of the game. I think you see like guys like New York are doing that now. Like Jay Hunt has a very he has a very fun team that has a timeline that can, you know, be flexible too. So kudos to Tommy on that.
Dude, he went
Yummy.
in the PL to the SL. He went Eric Cole to this guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, go get your guy. And it's another one of those things where one of the reasons I love Tommy is just like, he really does think of OTP as a game. He's like, I'm gonna fuck it. I've never seen a guy like Eric Cole before. I'm gonna throw 3/3 at him to go get him, or 3 first. That's what he said in general.
80 power versus lefties is absurd. Is he hitting bombs?
That's not bad.
He's coming up. He's on the come up. Cardosuiro.
Oh, he's just a little guy. 5'9", 165.
He is Japanese. Oh.
He throws hard.
Yeah.
Extreme ground ball hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's gonna be good.
He's lovely. He's lovely.
Yeah,
And
he's gonna be annoying.
And he plays at like 95 stuff because like you put him to an SP and he's still oh, never mind.
No, but like I thought he should have been the 1-2, like in my big board.
Yeah.
Like 1-2.
I agree.
But other than him, he also picked up Lemus, who I really wanted, Kevin Lemus. I wanted to get him at the start of the second round. Not very good stuff at all. Don't really
I was
like
gonna
that.
say, you and Jahan were talking about this guy. I never liked him.
But I think he's got upside. Like, he's got that high upside. He's got the runners, hold runners. He's got the stamina. He's got really good stats. No, I'm not kidding.
He's got the whole runners, guys. He has the whole runners. He's gonna be an ace.
Don't worry, he's gonna hold the runners.
Well, what's
They're not gonna steal on him.
I'm gonna need you to expand on the hold runners.
The reason I like the hold runner stat is because it's blue.
Jesus.
I wanted it.
He's gonna
33 fit minus.
He's gonna hold the runners really well.
He is.
They're gonna take him out the bullpen just to hold the runners.
Why don't we just prevent the runners?
See?
How about we draft guys that prevent runners? No, I'm not anti. That was a hater comment.
Wait.
I'm not anti-Loomis, but like It seems so much more logical to draft guys who don't allow the runners on than the guys who hold them.
I'm gonna fuck this up. Are there two Dave Joneses?
Yes. This is 17-year-old Dave Jones. Promise. There was 17 and 21-year-old version. This is Dave Jones' 17 variety. They play the same position as well.
You showed him.
Shit.
That's the Dave Jones you like.
Dude, I like this Dave Jones too. Dude, all the Dave Jones. Dude, I didn't realize this Dave Jones existed. But I really thought I fucked up there. Yeah, no, Dave Jones apostrophe.
We're Jay Hunt list, by the way.
Cool.
Oh. Jay Hunt said, I think it's after the Cavs game. Apparently the Cavs lost in a bad way.
Wait, they lost?
Yeah, Jay Hunt said, I might puke. Talking about them Cavs.
Froelich, good defense.
It's actually the Cavs. He said, I can't hop on. Jack said, why? And Jackson said, Cavs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They blew it. I turned it off. They were up like 8-10.
Wow.
All right, back to Tommy.
Wow. Great third baseman.
That's crazy, dude.
If he fills out, he could be good.
Tyrese Halliburton hit a game winner
Was that good?
Hallie hit a game winner?
with 1 second remaining. 3-pointer.
Wow.
Anywho,
Damn.
I feel for Jay Hunt.
Damn.
At least he has the Guardians. Nope. At least he has Nope. At least he has Ohio State.
Well, he's graduated now.
Football.
Yeah, that's fair. Who else did he have? Do you have anyone else? Jabari Archer. I really like Jabari Archer.
who he be? Who that boy?
He's good. This is like the Rathwell replacement.
See,
Like he devs out. I really like the movement. Again, this is something that could fuck the movement people. Yeah, I know his hold runners isn't that good. But he's a starting pitcher, and he's extreme ground ball starting pitcher.
Ooh, those are always
So he
fun.
doesn't need to hold the runners because the runners will just run into double plays.
That's what I've been asking. That's what I've been
Logic.
waiting for.
I don't
Logic.
think the stealing works that way.
Yeah, but
But
the engine. Look at how many pitches he has.
I think I was gonna say like
He's gonna
Six
throw a
of
lot of
them.
decent
have we
pitches.
ever like
Yeah.
acknowledged on the podcast how like different we look at the same ratings if they're fly ball versus ground ball?
Well, yeah, because they would play different, right?
Isn't that crazy how insane? It's like a 20 minus difference on some pitchers.
Yes, it is.
Same ratings every year.
Yeah.
Just fly ball versus ground ball. It's insane.
Yep. And ground ballers reign supreme. This is Joe Dano. And this is Joe Dano reincarnated. And I think if you have Joel Dano, then you're happy. I think he's gonna be one of those guys that will start in the league and will start in the league for a while unless regression says otherwise. Last pick, Will Zapata. Oh. It's Will Zapata,
Can you
Will.
only? Oh, never mind.
It's only one L. He's cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Good batting upside. Probably won't turn out to anything. But love the draft, homie. Moving on to Cincy. Kind of a boring pick. Yairo Hernandez left a few guys on the board that I liked, like McDonald and Shaq. So I feel like that kind of takes a little bit away from it. But Yairo he's ready to go. Again, Cincinnati is one of those guys that needs to pick up some guys to keep going and try to make that promotion spot in the SL. And I think it's great that he's doing that. But he also hit a little dev report after the draft, which is cool, or close to the draft. He's going to be great. He's going to be a really good player.
I was gonna say I really liked this pick when it was done.
Yeah.
But I also
too.
didn't know who was going. Like the guys who said after him, I don't have an image of them in my mind. But I
This
like the
guy's
pick when I was
solid
taking
though.
him.
Look at him. He's not gonna strike out. He's gonna make him work to get him out.
Oh yeah, that's a better pick.
Yeah.
James McDonald.
I mean, he's the first baseman though. Okay, the other guy played the
Look
field.
at that.
Yeah,
That's what you want. And then
the other guy played the field.
Chase Shack. He also looks gross.
But Hyro.
He's decent.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. But again, these three guys, it's apples to oranges. One scout's gonna have him good. The other scout's gonna have him a lot different. And then Eckridge. Decent pick. Very decent pick. Can amount to something, definitely. But that something will be first base.
Yeah.
I picked a lot of guys that kind of look like this. It's a shot in the dark. It's some guy that you let him marinate in the yaw for a little bit and see what comes of it. So, decent enough draft from Cincinnati. Cleveland didn't have any picks. Adam didn't have any picks. I am so sorry, Paul. Paul, I am so sorry. Tony Villarreal. This is a team that needs someone to come in and help the team. But he
Great pick,
ruptured
too,
ruptured his Achilles. Yeah. Dude, he looks so good. I'll give you Carlos Hernandez on a loan for the small measly price of a fifth. If you watch the podcast, I will honor that. First base instead of left field, but
I'll give you a
They're-
fourth.
You're not Paul. You don't have Tony Villarreal, who's injured, who I think is like.
Think about how I feel about this.
Yeah.
This was my pick.
Yeah,
that's
true.
I dodged a bullet.
Wow.
I was gonna pick Villarreal, and then I traded the pick. Sorry, Paul.
Damn. Sorry,
This
Paul.
one didn't work out.
Coming from Jack.
I'm getting my licks back for the fucking Ives situation. The ghost of Ives just got you. Sorry, buddy. I hope you don't hear that part. Anyways, Los Angeles.
Moved on to the Chili's.
Wow.
Loved your draft.
Let's
You-
go, Tyler!
Dude, you know what? Like I was going through it, and my first thought was like, these are some like OSA ass picks, but like I kind of like the OSA ass picks. You know what I mean? Like it's like these are a whole bunch of guys that like OSA would have where Tyler picked them at, and I think there's something to say about that. I think towards the end of his draft, you could see a lot of more intentional picks to better the team right now, but these guys are a great addition to your farm. Stan Heisler is a fun. He was kind of somebody that fell.
Hisler.
EI.
Hisler.
No.
Hisler, I think.
Hisler.
I don't know.
Stan Hisler, yucky. He looks yucky. At 15, like he's one of those guys who's gonna always perform well wherever he's at because he's too young to be where he's supposed to be at. So he's just gonna dominate. I see like Micah Beck potential from this type of guy. Like I see somebody where you let him go for 3 years and you look back in your farm and you see an insane dev report. And I think that's great value, especially for
Yeah.
you want to stay wherever you want to stay. He's good.
You gotta draft anyone whose last name is Heisler, man. That
Those
Heisler
Heislers.
family is crazy.
Yeah.
It's like the Holiday family, IRL.
I think after he made this pick here, I said in the chat, I think Tyler's winning the draft because he had like picked after the guy he picks after this guy. He had picked 3 guys that I had considered at like every pick right there. This was one of them. I really liked this pick.
Yeah. Kevin Stoltenberg.
Yes,
Wow.
this was the one I really liked.
good defense too.
Yeah.
I think I definitely should have picked him. He looks gross. Yeah, but I picked a guy that looks very much like this, just without the defense. So the defense is a really good addition there too. These pitchers, really like these pitchers that he took. I think they're very good value. This is a guy, get up to that 55 stuff, 60 control. Like, he's a decent enough starter. That's a 4-5, and like I think the Chili's could definitely use that on their team right now. Like you see a lot of guys like this starting, and like Davidson, who got picked by Vancouver, he doesn't look too dissimilar to this. And Tyler got him in the second round. So good pick, Tyler. Another guy who fell very, 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 very far from being someone who at like a year ago was supposed to be like the 1-2.
Shadur.
Mike, yeah, honestly, Mike Murdoch
Murdoch.
has really like fallen quite a bit. His last year at NC State was horrible, but he still looks really good, and he got him in the fucking 3rd round. Like,
Who even cares at that point?
dude, start him. Put him in. Like, put these guys. Put Haynes and Wyatt and Murdoch in at the end of your rotation and see what happens. Like, these are fun picks.
The only thing with Murdoch, to me, is I just haven't seen a pitcher who throws 89 to 91 succeed.
That is true. Yeah. Hey, well, maybe
that obviously goes with the stuff, but
hey, he's out of college. NC State, they like to drink there. Maybe he has a few more pounds than he should have, and he'll come out and go to LA and do like ketamine and heroin instead and lose some weight, and he'll be good.
lose some weight to throw harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More speed.
Yeah.
But,
What's
like,
the
more
PT
arms.
angle here?
More arm speed. Less belly getting in the way.
Fair enough.
Aaron Maupin.
Next.
Cool. He's cool. Love the draft. Chance Owens, Boof.
Can I wait?
Ooh,
Last thing. Last thing I want to say about Tyler. I am very glad that I was wrong. Like, dude, Tyler is doing very well in the SL now, and he had a class that is going to help him in the future, and the class is going to help him now. I love his draft. I think it's finally like I really want to see Tyler in the PL, and I think the window is finally opening.
Why does Seattle have? You didn't have a pick this draft?
Not in the first 3 rounds.
Anyhow, Chase Owens, nothing noteworthy.
Boof. New York probably had one of the best drafts in the draft. Good draft.
How'd y'all let Torres fall to 8?
Lorenzo Torres, one of the best hot baseball players. He's good.
Wow, he is good.
Look at that. Oh my God, he's gonna come in and mash, dude.
He can
I'm
even
thinking
play left field. I feel like.
I'm thinking Rich Hahn. I'm thinking Rich Hahn. Dude, he's good. Like
He can play
Wortham.
left.
I'm thinking Grissetti. Like I'm thinking but better. Like obviously he plays the outfield, but like this hitting is atrociously good. And if I'm the SL, if my name is V or Choco, I'm scared for a guy like this to come up. But that's not it. It's not where he stopped. He has more guys that could be pulled up. Peter Ross looks
This was
incredible.
my Rich Hahn pick. This is Rich Hahn.
He looks phenomenal. I think if just pick one. I don't know. Dev out your power, dev out your eye. You already have insane gap. Like Peter Ross looks great. Would love to see the 50 BABIP to really supplant himself as like a good player. But I think this is great value from where he took him in the first.
Dude, I can't believe I helped Jay Hunt make this pick.
Well,
It's fucked.
part of the reason why it was a good pick. He traded up for Kyle Klein. I picked Klein knowing that he shouldn't be there when I picked him, and I got a good return for him. I got Carl Paddock, who I've been eyeing for a long time. Want to develop him as a starting pitcher, but different timeline, and I got a second round pick out of it. So I'm happy with that, and I'm happy for Jay Hunt to get somebody who can fill in the back end of his rotation. You know, who has 2-3 potential if he can play well and maybe get his velo up a little bit. But really that pickup as well.
Lefty XGB hits all the thresholds.
Mhm.
Automatic PL4.
Yes. Yeah, and he hits all the thresholds.
That's the main thing.
That's the main
lefty
thing.
XGB hits all the thresholds.
Yeah.
You're a PL pitcher.
Yep. And Ed Andrus, cool 3rd round pick. Cool 3rd round pick.
You skipped over Avery Henry. This was the pick that I think made the draft for him.
Wow.
Like Torres, sure. Ross, yes. Or Torres, yes. Ross, sure. But getting the 2 big hitters and then getting one of the defensive pieces that can also hit.
This is a draft.
He's gonna do this again next year. He has the picks next year too.
If you're competing and you get this draft, you're over the moon. You're over the moon. It's crazy how he had all of these picks. He's playing the Tommy game. Nice job, V.
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, New Orleans.
We're going to go through all of them. New York and Chicago, I got to have both of y'all at S tiers. I really like the Lemus pick. I'm not backing down from that. I think, when there's deving to do, there is more potentials to possibly incur. And if we're looking at it from a value perspective, really like the Kevin Lemus pick at the end of the first round. Really like the Jabari Archer pick. Froelich looks really good. And Zapata's eye. Dave Jones, like Dave Jones. All of the Dave Joneses. Chili's, put you at an A. Love it. Houston, I'm sorry. Boston, Carolina, both really good. I think I'd move Carolina up in that B tier because I kind of understand a little bit better now. Thanks, Dubs. Boston, serviceable draft. Miami, Chance Owens. And then got the 2 NAs. But SL, you guys did really well. Loved the SL picks. I think even when you didn't have the first round picks, you guys made it up for it in the second. Well, Duncan made up for it in the second rounds, and I loved how intentional everything was, given your guys' positions. Yeah, on to the BL.
Boom, baby. And this is where Boof comes in.
Boof.
So, I was supposed to have a duo set with J Hunt just because I'm not as versed in the draft world. However, J Hunt has had some unfortunate things go on in the last 30 minutes, so he won't be able to make it. With that being said,
Just not. The Cavs just lost. That was it.
Oh yeah. I guess I didn't phrase that well. Anywho, the Cavs lost, so J Hunt's not here. With that said, J Hunt did a lot of work on this sheet, so I'm going to make sure I cover what he has for his grades and stuff too, without kind of taking his quotes. But we'll start with Atlanta. So Atlanta, from my perspective, started off with JD Tabert. With that said, I gave Atlanta, I'm sorry to tell you, dude, I gave you a D. I wasn't feeling it. I don't know. We didn't talk much about your draft going into the draft. With that said, Tabert at the 2 is kind of where things... I mean, it was early in the draft, but I guess they kind of fell off the rails for me early. I will say, Tabert, I mean, he looks really good, right? He looks good, but there are a few guys that I would have taken over him just because I'm not sure about his ability to play second yet. I know he can play a good first. With that said, I kind of prefer Torres and what Torres looks like.
Mm-hmm. And Torres at the 8. Like,
yeah.
The big thing with Atlanta, right, was like he
traded
his 1-5 to the 1-2.
Yeah, so
like,
I guess my thing for Atlanta would be like, I almost wonder if you could have just kept the 5 and still got Tabert.
I think,
and that's something that like might it's hard for us to say, but you gave up Micah Doherty to do so, and that's a former Chupacabra who I love dearly. And for 3 picks for a guy you might have been able to still get at the 5, this isn't someone that I would have given up personally.
Oof. Yeah.
And the thing was, like, I think that, like, it was obviously that, like, you had the 1-5 big.
Yeah.
But 2, like, was Tabert the player to trade up for with Micah Doherty? I'm not sure.
When you traded up, I kind of expected you to be going for, what was his name? Sukimui, whatever.
Curtis Suwuki.
Yeah. Suwuki Wookie.
And if he took him, I would not be mad at all. I would, even with the Doherty move, I would not be mad at all if he took Kurt Suwuki. Because, like, that's a go get your guy type deal. But there were 5 of these guys, and he was like 4 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that's, you can't be trading up for somebody when there is no draft to be trading up in, because like there's it's so feeling based with trades during draft, and each value of every single pick is going to change based on who gets picked before them.
Yeah.
So if you just do it face value and have to give up a guy like Doherty, that's
I like Doherty. I think I might be higher in him than some, but with that said, that's where that starts. We'll go on to Weber here, and my thing with Weber is, like, I know it was a late first, very late first. With that said, there were players drafted a little bit after him, even one at his own position, who we'll get into in a little bit, that I actually preferred over him. With that said, I know I said that I don't know if Tabert can play second. If you're one of the people watching this who thinks he can't play second, then Weber followed after Tabert is just kind of an iffy move because they both play at incredible first base. Weber, I suppose, can play third.
I think that's the third base.
Yeah,
third base.
He can play third, and he'll be all right at it. But I don't think his bat makes him a first rounder. Then, if he's gonna play average defense and only have maybe 45 contact, and I mean, I guess he could get to his 60 power.
What's fun is he's one of the only switch hitters in the game that is better against lefties than righties. So that's a little fun, but
yeah,
that is
And that was not something I considered. To be honest, I didn't know that. So that's a good catch. But with that said, there were some guys picked a little bit later that I would have preferred over him. And then who's after that?
John Corrigan.
Okay, Corrigan. And
third rounder.
And this was just, I mean, he's, again, fine. I know it doesn't mean much, but I do like his personality. Like, he's going to do good. He's not going to hold the runners like Mike likes.
There's a lot of blue.
Yeah, it is nice. It is nice to look at. It's aesthetically pleasing. With that said, I don't think even his seal. I mean, he's a third rounder, right? You can't be too mad at this, but I don't know if he just kind of seems like a guy who doesn't really like end up doing anything to me.
Yeah,
Like, I don't see him.
I agree. You don't see many third rounders doing anything, but like this one especially.
Yeah, no offense again,
Dude, he's
JG.
got the currents to absolutely fuck.
I will say
up.
15 with these currents is insane.
Yeah, but
There's
it's like
something to be said about
So
that.
yeah, I actually don't hate the third round pick, but
no.
the thing that made it for me was the Tabbert trade up.
That's where the D comes in for me, just because when you traded up, I was like, that's who he's. Or another guy that we'll talk about here in a minute, who I also thought you might be selecting. So with that said, that's why you got that grade for me. And Jahan, what did Jahan give him, a C-? Okay.
Yeah.
And then I gave Denver a NA as well, just because he didn't have any picks. I'll talk about my draft briefly, but I won't really get too in depth, just because I think me and Jahan.
What is this order?
I don't know. I just copy and pasted whatever Jahan had.
Sounds about.
By the way, if you guys are mad at the formatting, Jay Hunt and Jack were also mad at the formatting with themselves. So
yeah. With that said, I didn't hype my draft up too much, but unlike V, I actually included like trades in what I gave people for their grades. So with that said, I had some trades that were favorable in my opinion.
I wish Jay Hunt was on the pod right now. Wait, could I be Jay Hunt?
No, let's not do that right now. Well, we can do that later. But anywho, I had some trades that shook out my way. Obviously, the Villarreal thing is very unfortunate, but that's another thing that just kind of worked out. On top of that, I don't know like what other people thought, but like, no offense to anyone who drafted a catcher, I thought Kerslake was actually the best catcher in the whole draft.
I agree with this one. I mean, we'll get to Vancouver's draft,
yeah.
But I agree here. I cannot believe how far he fell.
Yeah, and
for a catcher in this league.
He doesn't fit my window in any way whatsoever. However, he was just there, and I just really couldn't pass up on him. And I think if he gets to like 60 power, I mean, if like 2 of these 4 things shake out, on top of being a plus defender and having high intelligence, which doesn't mean a ton, but it's nice for a catcher.
He probably has good hold runners.
Yeah, I just think he's a good player.
20.
What do you guys do think that means? Like, obviously, like loyalty, financial ambition, like less, resign less. Like, what do you think intelligence actually does? Like, Jay Hunt is like spark plug. Like, the defense rallies behind you more.
The thinking behind, for me at least, would
probably
be like
development.
Thinking back to like that, and thinking back to like the whole DC podcast in general, is like DC said, they don't put stuff in this game that means nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
And so if a catcher has high intelligence, with catcher kind of being like that's what they're supposed to do, it just feels like it should be good. Like something there is benefit.
Hey, now we have a guy who's a beta tester for OTP.
Yeah,
so
we'll have to ask him.
JK.
We'll have to ask JK. But yeah, so I really like Kerslake as a player. And then who else did I get? I liked Eddie. Is it Eddie Robinson for third baseman? It is
Eddie Robinson, third baseman.
So I wanted Eddie. I was in between Eddie and Kerslake. Shout out Tommy, talked to you a little bit about it. Shout out Duncan, talked to you a little bit about it. Very average third baseman. I'm gonna try and like TC him in the lab a little bit and maybe make him an above average third baseman. I mean, if this guy pans out, he can play third for me, and that's fine. And just not have it be a plus position, but maybe not have it be a minus.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what I was looking at there. I don't want to just sit here and talk about like my draft super in depth, so that's pretty much what I'll say about him. This guy, Steve Nicholas, this was an auto pick, and this was where this was an auto pick.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good auto pick.
Wait, no, sorry, this wasn't. After this is the auto picks. I picked this guy. Again, someone that I'm hoping I can get in the lab a little bit and maybe make something out of his defense. He has good work ethic, so hopefully that has some success. But
Facts.
I mean, this is kind of just a second round flyer. If he pans out, he could be really good. So that's why I went with him. And so Pascal, this was the guy that I had on my list.
Wow.
For a third rounder, I mean, it is what it is. You'd like to see more in the movement department for sure, especially in the PBA, BIP, whatever the fuck. But he's really going to hold those runners that Mike likes. He's a power
PBA,
pitcher. He throws
BIP.
pretty hard. He's got good stamina. I like this guy. He did get hurt. He ruptured a tendon in his elbow as soon as I drafted him. And he was already fragile. So this might be just a ruined pick. But yeah, he's solid.
Third round, I love it.
Yeah, this is
Love
where I
it.
actually was going to pick the guy that we were talking about earlier. John Brewster. That was John Brewster if I wasn't in a meeting. Anywho, Nelson, same idea.
Ooh, I like this guy.
Yeah, same idea with Nelson as with whatever the fuck the other guy's name was, the second rounder. Same idea. I mean, if I can just make him an average
Nichols.
second baseman and he fills out in the slightest, that's another
Oh,
guy.
no,
I
Eddie
think.
Robinson, yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. A lot of work to be done in the dev lab for Team Palms, but I mean, if he can become this player, then this is, in my opinion, a good third rounder. It's
You want to see the Rubin side of him.
Yeah, for sure. If he becomes,
If he becomes like fully a Rubin,
yeah,
I'd be a good player.
yeah. So, with that said, I think, I think J Hunt gave me a B plus. I gave myself an A minus. I think I was kind of friendly in terms of like I could have probably given myself a better grade, and I think J Hunt gave me a lower grade for some circumstances that occurred behind the scenes. With that said, that is what it is. We'll move on to our next.
I want to
team.
get into it, dude.
No.
Not having Jayhan on the pods, just like,
Well, I just
dude,
don't wanna-
we
I don't
could
wanna
have a
talk
huge
for
argument right now.
Yeah, and I don't want to.
Can I
talk
have
for J-Hunt.
Can I have the huge argument
No.
for him?
No, it's not worth
Can
it.
I bring it up right
I
now?
feel like it's more personal than OTP.
Should I bring?
I don't feel like.
What? But it is OTP.
It is OTP, but I don't think it's like if this happened just in OTP and Jay and Jack weren't friends, nothing like it's fine.
Yeah. So for
So
that
it's
reason,
fine.
we're just gonna move on from it.
Alright. I feel like I've made a big enough of a deal about it.
Anyways, Minnesota. What did Jan? Jan gave Minnesota an A, and I believe I did as well. And that is because you only had one pick, but
Woo!
you made the most of your pick that you had. I mean, if this guy can even just, again, play average third base, this is a plus third baseman for any team.
I'd
Almost
play him
every
at
team.
second.
What do you mean third base? He's 50 arm.
Oh.
He's definitely a second baseman.
Well, where is
Yeah.
his? Yeah, I get.
I don't know
well,
why
either
he
way,
hasn't played
Well,
second
where,
base,
where
but
did
he will
where
be.
did he get drafted?
12.
1.
12.
What?
I don't like this pick. How do you guys
The
get Mays?
11?
You don't
How
like
do
him?
you like this at the
No, I hate this. He's 22 and can't play against lefties.
at the
I thought he was better than the options out there.
Dude, this is
Are you
like a
serious?
B.
McDonald was still there, right?
Yeah, this is a
Like-
B minus pick.
This is yeah.
C
I'm at like a
plus
C
pick.
plus.
What-
Yes, I was at a C.
Did he
plus.
make a trade?
It-
There was something else that.
the 218
It's
to
just
88
nothing.
Vancouver?
Huh.
How did you and Jay Hunt fuck up on this?
It's because y'all
I
are
don't
cheating.
mind him. I
At
think
the
he's
one,
alright.
in this class, the 112.
I mean, I would have. I guess looking back on it, maybe I should change my opinion because I like that. I like if this guy's going to be a second baseman. I like 116 better. Who was he? What was his name? Jeremy Moss. Jeremy.
Oh, he's not a second baseman.
No, he is. Yeah, not Jeremy
Jalen's
Moss.
guy?
No. The guy that was picked by
Rose?
that you didn't really like. So your opinion makes sense. Second baseman just picked. 16th pick. You covered him. PL team.
Oh, PLT. Oh, Jonah Ross.
Let's see Ross.
John
Yeah,
Ross has got the defense.
I guess this
Like
this is
Arico
more of
is a better hitter.
Yeah.
and I would rather have Arico, but our point with Ross was we're better picks than Ross.
Mhm.
Fair. I guess I overestimated this one a little, convening with others. When I looked at this guy for face value, I liked him, but in fairness, you only had one pick, so I didn't do like a deep dive, I guess, into the pick. But I mean, still, he's got good power. And he's all right. I mean, I guess maybe he's more of a B. In my
I will say
opinion,
though,
than an
like,
A.
just hitting wise, like he does look good.
He looks really good.
Yeah.
Against as a platoon though, which is always like
That's the issue.
it,
Like,
it
he
sucks.
can't play.
It's
he can't
it
play.
sucks when you have a platoon guy, but he plays the field well.
I don't know if I clicked ratings when I was looking at this guy. That's what I'm starting to realize.
Yeah.
I don't think
Like,
I
he
actually.
can't play against lefties.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apologies, Minnesota. You might have more of a B on your hands than an A from me. Oh, I think that's a bit much.
Oh, sorry. I was just going off how you were talking.
No, I still don't mind it, but I mean, I do see where you guys are coming from on that. Anywho,
Do you think there's like how do you think Minnesota and Austin talk about B-Hawk and Austin talk about this game? Do you think they talk about it like we do?
No.
Like trade talks and stuff? Because they trade with each other a lot.
I feel like they're smarter than us. Like, just objectively.
We don't even know them. How are you saying objectively?
Austin's in law school.
That's fair. Objectively, they're smarter than us. Yeah. No, that's fair.
I guess, I mean, we'll get to Vancouver in a sec.
Yeah, no, bro
did
did well enough on the LSAT to get into law school.
With half of a brain.
Yeah, that's enough for me.
Yeah.
Anywho, New Orleans. Let's talk about them.
Oh, sorry. Last thing. I wanted to get to this. Hey, congrats, Minnesota for getting married this
Soon.
week. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This week.
Congrats. Yeah,
this week.
this week.
Oh, nice.
This week and next week. Congrats, Minnesota.
Miss
Congrats.
Oh my God.
Congrats.
Miss Tua.
Oh my God. Miss Hawk Tua. Oh.
You could have said
Is
Tua.
that disrespectful?
Low key. You could have said Tua. I did. Anywho.
Congrats.
Congratulations. That's I didn't know this. It's really cool.
Mrs. B Hawk.
Hopefully that'll be a fun time and take your mind off.
I'm very glad I remember that.
Be shitting on your number 12 pick. So.
Yeah, I think that came from when Jay Hunt was posting the trade block at graduation commencement.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of listening to our commencement, he was on Stats Plus trying to wheel and deal.
Anywho, New Orleans, and this is a good one. Drum roll on this one. Jay Hunt said A+, and I said A+.
Can I say shout out New Orleans? We've been talking a shit ton. He has a lot of great ideas. He's got a bright future in the league, and I think you could definitely see it. Like, he's been in the league for a little bit now. Like, he's got some ground under him, and he's been making picks to show that he knows what he's doing. He's picked two of his guys, like two really good guys.
Yeah, we can start that off with Davies, and I will say, JG, this was the other guy, the other of the. If you didn't, okay, so in my opinion, I would have went 2 with the pitcher, because whatever. 3, I probably would have went Davies. I
had Davies as my 5.
Really?
See, I think
but still, yes.
Automatically coming in.
Tabbert was behind the 5.
He has
okay.
80 arm, 80 range. That's 3 WAR. Plus 70 gap power? That's like 4.5 WAR.
My thing with this guy is, in defense, I feel like slows a little bit less than offense will.
Yes.
Over time. So this guy is going to stick for you at shortstop until you don't want him to any longer. Until you get rid of him, he will be on your team, and he should play well. With that said, he's the best defensive player. I haven't looked at every CBA player, but I have to say he has to be the best defensive player.
Right now he is. I think look up Bobby Jones, and let's just look at his defensive stats and see where because Bobby Jones was an awful hitter, but had the same exact fielding stats as Davies. So we can see how he did and how he ended. Shortstop. 80 zone range. He had 20 in his first year, 15 in his second year.
Yeah.
But Davies is going to be...
And Davies is, I'm not even kidding, 2 times the hitter as Bobby Jones.
Yeah.
At least.
So with that said, I don't mind swinging for the fence on this guy at all. Mm-mm. Like, just because guaranteeing yourself having literally the best defender in the CBA at the most important position is just super valuable in my opinion. So
yes.
Shout out that. And then you follow that up with taking a guy that I thought was going to go like top 10.
Jimmy.
Hopner. Oh, you're right.
He was my 5. Or he was my I'd actually take Davies above him, but he was the other guy I had above Tabbert too.
So where was he picked? Okay, 6.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I would have maybe said 4 or 5. Still, well, I feel bad saying this, JG, but I just like this guy a little bit better.
JG, send your scout on Tabbert.
Yeah, just
maybe you're missing
curious.
something.
But I mean, either way, both players are going to end up being really good.
Yeah.
But with that said, Hopner being the second best player you get out of your draft is obviously incredible.
When you put it like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this could be like a lot. I mean, every team but in our opinion, 4's best player. So this being your second best guy is huge. Obviously, the future's very bright there in New Orleans.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I really like this pick.
And the other thing is, I don't. Again, what you were saying, like nothing's in the game that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right? I look at the personality stuff sometimes, or it's like, oh, he likes pizza, whatever. When it says like the game is on the line, he's gonna make a difference.
I like
Like
that
I want,
shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I want that.
This is
guy.
the guy you want. This is the guy you want on your team. And what will he play, do you think? Second or third?
I was gonna ask the same question.
Third.
I see.
I think second.
On a perfect team, I want him at first base.
Yeah.
On a non-perfect team, he plays third for me. He doesn't play second though.
Yeah, he's too
important of a
good to
position.
be it. Yeah.
Like if you like with the ground ball archetype we all talk about, I want second and short to be great. So I
Yeah.
play him at third or first.
Yeah, I like third.
The good news is, even
is
if he's
Mejia.
just like an average third baseman,
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
I don't know how it's gonna like work actually like game wise, but I'm gonna assume that having a plus shortstop will improve his defense at third in some way.
Yes.
At least make him look better statistically.
Yes. No, that's a good. Yeah, because he has Davies.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
these
perfect
guys are
supplement.
gonna. Half of your infield is locked for a very long time, whether he plays first or third.
Yeah, the plus at short followed by a minus at third evens out to a plus.
Plus. On top of that, they're both really. I mean, Davies is still going to be a plus hitter, and then this guy is going to be a fucking animal.
Dude, Davies is a plus hitter at short, and Hupner is a plus hitter at third.
Yeah.
Like,
And this guy is going to hit the fucking ball.
hard.
With that said, after him, I think it just keeps getting good. Like I think who's next?
Chris Calhoun.
Yeah, I liked this guy too.
First rounder.
I mean, I think my guy. I think I had him better than this. I liked the ground ball side of things. With that said, I mean he doesn't. Now that I'm looking back on him, he doesn't hold runners like Mike likes. With that said, I mean if he can kind of fill out in the middle, I mean, what if he gets to like 55 stuff and 65?
You know what he reminds me of? If he gets to this shit, he could be like a Mo-Fat type pitcher, like what Jay Hunt has.
Is that Phil?
Joe Mo-Fat?
Was there a Phil Mofat catcher for the Zephyrs?
There was a Mo-Fat catcher.
Yeah, yeah.
There was
Adam-
a Mo-Fat.
Adam
Mofat.
Adam Mofat.
I had him. That's who I was thinking.
Yeah.
I guess maybe not. To be honest, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the pick of who are we just
Calhoun.
of Calhoun, but
Anywho,
you got
Yeah.
Davies and Hopner.
yeah. Like, we'll let the Calhoun slide, even if it maybe wasn't my favorite pick. Who's after him?
Juan Reyes.
In the third round.
Okay, so this is
See, this is a third round pick value. See, this
Yeah.
is why I was looking at the guys in Carolina who took in the second round. I'm like, okay, sure, but
Yeah.
what dime a
this
dozen.
guy's gonna be good. I mean, you can plug and play him as you please, I think.
Mhm.
And one thing I'll say on the Calhoun side of things, I don't know if this was in your mind when you made that pick, but getting a ground baller to feed ground balls to your now insane shortstop is kind of cool. I don't know if you considered that at all when you made the pick, but this guy, I mean, if you can get anything out of him in the dev lab, like if you can make him better, like if you can get a successful dev lab and maybe get this up to like 50, 45, 60, 50, 60.
Yeah, it's playable.
I mean, he'd be a very solid two-man on top of... But again, I mean, he is going to be average at best at defense.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit average in offense.
Backup second, backup first.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's not bad. And that's in the third round. So, I mean, like, that's kind of the right place for that. I think this guy was good. Yeah. If you can get anything out of him, like, maybe if he can... I don't know if he can play center, but, like, he could be cool if he could. If not, I think you have a...
Oh shit!
Yeah.
If he looks like the head scout,
Yeah.
that was a great pick.
And I think if you can, even if he like doesn't end up being able to play center, he's a good guy to just have to play backup corner outfield.
John Gilmore.
He won't hit the ball for power, but he's not going to strike out. You can play him in like the 8 hole, and he'll be fun. With that said, I think I have New Orleans as my favorite draft of the whole Bronze League.
I think that's fair.
Which means only A+ of the entire CBA. So congrats
Yeah.
on getting the best draft of the CBA.
I don't know. I just think those first 2 picks being so like exactly what I would have done, like just make it so much more valuable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just because that's literally if I had the pick 4 and 6 if I was you.
Dude, Davies and Hopner, like, oh
Yeah.
my
That's
God.
really good.
Mm.
Davies is really
And
good.
the thing is, like, we've seen people, like, very recently, like, people like Brahmer or Barkley, like amazing pieces, just die.
Yeah.
Davies can die and he'll still be
Yeah.
an amazing player
Yeah.
with his
Yeah.
defense.
You have a
So
very
that's
high
so
floor
huge.
there. Very high floor.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, Orlando, I will preface this Orlando by saying it's not the picks. Just understand, my grade for you is not based off of what picks you made, and you didn't flip mine over yet.
Oh God.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Wait, what is it?
And
Okay.
I will say it's not because of the picks you made, because I liked a lot of them. I calculated trades into what I kind of covered, and I just personally really thought. I mean, I know you said like I appreciate someone who's going to go get their guys and do that, but those trades, man, I don't know if I would have given up that much, because if things go wrong in Orlando, we're sitting next to fucking 92, 93 PL champion Mike back.
I was gonna say like Orlando's one of those guys where like, not that he's not active because he exports and that's all we can ask for.
Yeah.
But he's not as active in Discord, so we don't like know what his
He
plan
is though.
is.
I talk to him all the time.
Okay, he's active. Okay, not just in like the regular channels.
We were talking through every single one of these. Well,
Picks?
except for Adam Miller, we were talking
Okay.
through like every single one of these picks.
Well, then
and
you could actually get us. But
and
I
logic.
was gonna say like, I mean, Orlando's one of those teams where like they don't fluctuate very much between leagues. You know.
Yeah.
So like, I would love to hear Mike what your vision is for Orlando. Like anything, hit my DMs. I'd love to talk because I'm very interested in your team. I think you're a great guy. And I want to see what you can do.
And show me Adam Miller. Can you show me Adam Miller?
Yeah. So he has the pitching, but he just needs the fielding. He wanted to get his guys to be able to fill the holes that he has, so he can like actually push next year.
I see.
And next year is going to be his like first like legit year pushing.
Gotcha. Well, I will say, I don't know what the pick difference is in Adam Miller and the other two firsts you had, but I just don't think this is the 12th pick.
Yeah,
No, it's
that
not.
was
No.
the issue. Was
Yeah.
yeah.
I really like what you did with, what is it, Shaq?
Well, you gotta.
Oh, this guy, yeah.
Bro got James McDonald.
Yeah.
He went out and got his guy.
Yeah, if he can be anything more than a first baseman, that's awesome. But even as a first baseman, this guy's gonna be great. With that said, I actually liked this guy more than Miller.
Me too.
Just like I just think he's better.
Me too.
I also like Shaq a lot. Can you show me Shaq?
Oh my God,
Shaq's amazing.
Shaq's solid.
Woo!
With that said, I feel like they both, like one of them's gonna have to play DH. I don't think you can really put this guy out in the field.
Yeah, why not?
You
Stick
can
him
play,
at
you can
left.
play him at left.
Stick him at
Why
left.
not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Come on.
Yeah, I guess again, the C+ grade is based on the trades you made, not the picks you made.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have went Miller, but Shaq and McDonald.
No, I think
McDonald
the C
were
plus
both
is
solid.
warranted. Like Shaq and McDonald, obviously great picks, and if you're doing
Yeah.
the trades, fine. The Adam Miller pick is like something where
Yeah.
like Orlando's scout. Like I would love to see what Orlando's
Yeah.
scout has
Yes.
on Adam Miller. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, because I don't know if maybe he has more range and you think he can play center or something. But I'd
Yeah,
love to know.
if he has 65 range on Orlando scout,
Then
that's
that
a great pick. It's an
that
amazing
makes sense.
pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess just for my end, I didn't see it. Branch, I think, is just going to be another one of those ground ballers, but he's a lefty, which I like.
Mhm.
And you got him in the second round. He looks a lot like Calhoun, who was drafted in the first round, which I do like the pick. Again, my grade didn't have a lot to do with who you picked. It had more so to do with I'm nervous about those trades. Just because a lot of your draft capital is in another team's hands now, which can be interesting, but it sounds like you're pushing, so I guess it might not matter as much as I thought it
Yeah.
did. But with that said, I mean, this guy looks like he looks very similar to Calhoun, who was picked a lot earlier than him. So
Yep.
with that said, I do like this pick.
Sorry, what were these trades that we're talking about?
Oh. These two he traded.
Orlando.
He traded me
Okay.
me his 89 first for I believe the Chase Shack pick, so like the 19th, and then he traded me Carolina's first for the 12th, I believe.
15th.
15th.
And those are all fine and dandy. Like, for perspective right now, that Carolina pick is, like, projected 5th or 6th.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, for me, I just wouldn't have done that, personally.
Yeah.
But it's trading up to get.
But you like your
guy.
dude. So,
Yeah.
But
again,
I-
C+ isn't, like, a bad thing.
Here's what I'll say with, like, obviously, like, those are the 2 picks we liked, right?
Yeah.
So, like, it's obviously, like Mike is very happy because he didn't have to take these, like, but in other drafts, like, Shaq and McDonald are where those picks would be drafted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you really like those guys, it's amazing. It's just, like, the Adam Miller pick is the only thing that's sort of
Yeah. I just
interesting at
don't
the
see
front
it
end
with
of
Miller.
that.
Registar's an interesting one, though. I remember I looked at him and I had him on a list, too, in my phone, same list I was just referring to. He looks like he could be like almost like a little bit lesser of the version of the guy I picked, like a Kerslake. He's not going to be as good defensively, but he's kind of like a less filled out version, like maybe a peak. If he can become a Kerslake, I like him.
Yeah, and yeah, I was just hyping up Orlando's ML team right now.
Yeah. Dude, Nick Kenny, man.
Nick Kenny's looking
One
great.
of those guys where, like, I know everyone's like, I don't give a shit about overall and potential, but, like, the overall really speaks to the production Nick Kenny has had. His ratings don't.
And Corey May.
And Corey May. The ratings don't say it, but the overall does. Like,
Yeah.
I think there's a correlation between overall and stats.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, wow. Like, obviously we were, I mean, it's kind of hypocritical because I think it was the 85 draft, maybe. But we were, or 86, but we were like, why did Orlando take all these pitchers in the first round?
Yeah.
Easy to, compare and whatever, but Kenny and May, great picks so far
Yeah.
Yeah.
for the BL, so.
But yeah, I mean, again,
Good to
Orlando,
highlight
like
that.
a C+ for me is like, you didn't do bad. Like a C would be average. That's kind of what I based everything off of. I just really liked like New Orleans, if you're listening to this, like, dude, that was fucking awesome. Like, that is like, I just think you did really good, even if we don't maybe like Calhoun as much as you do. But with that said, archery, I like the vision and you did well. Next up, Phoenix. Phoenix did have some picks.
Really?
Jayon gave him a B. I give him a B+.
I hated most of his picks.
Really?
Yeah.
So show me Peffner.
You guys, hey, you can't say this about the commissioner. He's gonna change some sliders on your team.
Dude, this guy's
This is
called
Otto.
Beast, bro.
Oh, it's Otto
This is
now.
Otto.
Yeah,
I
this
heard
is
that.
called
Oh, I
Beast,
do like this
bro.
guy. I like
I
this
love
guy
this
was
guy.
nice.
I love this guy. I love this
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, and I know it may not fit Otto's vision. What I'm going to assume Otto's going to do based off of what he's done in the past is he's going to kind of dish this guy off for a few years until he's
Yes.
ready.
Yeah.
But this guy's going to play, dude. I think this guy's going to be good, too.
He's gonna be really.
If
good.
he can get up to like 90, if there's any chance he can get to like 93 to 95 miles per hour,
Yeah.
what?
He's only 3 innings. 0 fit minus.
Yeah, it's insane.
But yeah, I just think he's sick. Like really sick.
Whoa.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so
That
I
guy's
liked
sick.
Peffner a lot as a pick, and I think you got him late. What was he pick 30? Yeah.
Wow.
Think about it. That Calhoun was picked
There was
in
an
the same range.
XGB with the thresholds met at 30. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and this is like the same range as Calhoun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I liked this pick a lot. This was like the main thing
Great
that
pick.
kind of drew me into it. And then you moved back one pick and added a third, which is always a good idea. This is kind of like a project pick. Obviously, you're just looking at him to be a first baseman, but if he fills out, he'll be pretty good. So, I mean, nothing really wrong or right with this one. I thought it was fine. I don't know how you didn't like this draft. This guy, obviously, he's not a shortstop, but, I mean, this is a fine pick again, in my opinion.
I really hate this pick.
Really?
I don't
Oh,
know.
the third
third round. Sorry, I thought it was second round. Yeah, third round is
What
fine,
does
it's
he
fine.
do?
But like that's the other thing. Is
When?
like what? In,
What does
like,
he do
What
where?
is this pick
When?
for Otto?
What is this pick for anyone? I don't care.
Is it
what.
something about his like ratings? Is he good against lefties? Like no. Like I just don't understand this pick. He has no upside and some downside.
He's
in my
cumbersome.
opinion.
Yeah, I mean, he's not great, but I really like the first guy. Like, I just like Peffner a lot.
Oh, 100%.
So that kind of...
100%.
Because he only had, what, 3 or 4 picks?
4, yeah.
Okay, so who's the next guy?
Parker Aldrich.
And this is just another one of those.
Not
I mean,
bad.
again,
Useless.
I don't think he does much for you.
Who-
This would be my
I've
kind of...
never seen finesse pitchers.
But yeah, I mean, he's fine, I guess. I don't
What is
really
a
see
finesse
much out of
pitcher?
him.
But the other thing is like, Otto is a newer piece of the league. He left and came back
Yeah.
too. So newer in the fact of like when he first came into the league.
Yeah.
But he's like played other leagues before. He knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And more than that, he led an amazing tank to go all the way up, and now it's Greg's SLC team.
Yeah.
That is like going to essentially. Is he in the TOC this year? Like I think he's in the TOC this year.
I don't think so.
Is he not? I thought he was 4. Is that wrong?
5.
5. Oh.
That's a tough
Okay.
4 to crack as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Who's
but like
most
what
likely
I'm
to
saying
slip
is like
there?
Otto's a great team.
I think
he knows what
Indianapolis.
he's doing. So
Indianapolis, yeah.
that'll be fun to see.
With that said, I mean, third rounders you can make what you want of them. I mean, we've seen some really good. Like Brewster, I think is the best third rounder I've seen, just based off what we've went through thus far. Going back to him, I don't know why, but you remember him? It's been a while, but that's a really good third rounder, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
really good
yeah.
third rounder.
Producer's a crazy third rounder. Oh, Toronto's pulling exports. Go Bob, man.
Cool.
I thought you were about to say, good boy.
Now we're on to Kentucky.
Good boy.
I know Jay Hunt gave this an A+. But I will say, like, I think I gave you an A-, which
Take
is
that.
still really good. But
Dude, I took BPA.
I just didn't want to like give too much A+. Like, I didn't want to just be
I
throwing
took
A+ around.
so much just like high upside. They could be shit, could be mid.
We already
but,
talked
like,
about this. But
High upside.
I just didn't. I liked your trades that you made a lot. Like, that's carried a lot. I just didn't really like fuck with the second rounders. I don't know. I just But I mean, McMullen could end up being really good.
Sorry, I'm just showing Mike that his trade just got voided.
Why did it get voided?
I can.
New Orleans
Doesn't have the cash. I was actually thinking about.
New Orleans can't afford the.
I'll
contract.
retain him for him.
Hey, ask for an extra third. He'll do it.
Anyways, yeah, Mike did good. Again, those same trades we talked about with Orlando, going to Mike obviously is going to boost his grade just because I thought the trades were kind of lopsided in his favor, if you will. McMullen was a good prospect as a reliever. Can you show me McMullen?
I love McMullen. For Mike's timeline, this seemed like the cookie cutter pick for Mike. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah. That guy's going to be really good. He's going to be really good. And he's really young. So, yes, that's a very, very solid pick, per usual.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited.
The fact he has 35 stam, too, like, if he somehow just,
Gets another pitch.
develops, he has a splitter. Develops, like, a cutter or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I love this pick for you, Mike.
Dude, best believe he's going to be...
I'm
going to have a lot of children in the lab, if you know what I'm saying.
Me and Jay Hunt were essentially begging Mike to take this guy. We're very glad he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's good. I like this guy a lot. The second rounder's kind of meh. Brad Gill.
What are you talking about?
I mean,
He's a 38th overall prospect. He can play the field. For me,
He can
he's
play
a
the
40...
field.
Yeah, he can play outfield.
I guess.
I mean, physically, maybe.
No, he can play the outfield, dude. He's going to be in the dev lab.
Look at his speed.
I've never seen that. He has 20 everything.
He is the least. This is the least athletic player to ever enter the CBA. I'm dead ass.
Wait, what is he? He is.
How does he have 40 range?
Oh, what is his height and weight?
6'2".
6'2". Can we see weight somewhere?
Info? Why is your screen like this?
6'2", 190. That's not bad either. That's very athletic.
Yeah, but he just. I mean, this is one of the least athletic players I've
bro,
ever seen.
bro is Vinny Pasquantino.
Yes. The worst version.
All right.
He's not a bad pick, but I mean, he is the least.
No, I don't think he's a bad pick. I'm just talking about the running is funny.
Okay, this is a lot better than I have this guy at. So.
Love Rick This is what I have McCubry at. I don't know. He's just another one of those guys where I see those potentials and I'm like, yeah, I could wait for 4 years for this guy because I'm gonna be waiting 4 years anyways. Yeah. So why not just get someone called Junkyard and hopefully it turns out,
So Mike, going off that, I want to ask you, right? So you're tanking heavy, right?
Yeah.
J Hunt never really tanked heavy because, I mean, he got all the picks, right? So he didn't have to really tank like that. And I didn't tank heavy because I wanted to compete while y'all are here. So for you, who's like the really first one where we're all 4 of us are in the league, or I guess Jack tanked heavy,
Yeah.
but all like 3 of us, what do you think about like best available versus guy who fits your timeline the most? Because I feel like, especially within the DC dispersal draft, like you took Spuds, who like was just an international prospect, probably not going to fill out to those potentials, but a guy more your timeline versus someone who you could trade for a very high pick, like Conscien or someone like that, who went a lot later. So like, what do you think about like tanking and taking like high potential guys who could be studs versus like guys who you can trade, like anything?
I've never done a big ass tank before, so I mean, what if I end this tank with, let's just say I've taken 28 guys from 30 guys from 4 years of drafting through the first and third rounds, and 15 of those guys turn into like first round level like prospects or like first round level talents. So I'm just accruing as much as I can and taking best player available of the youth that I can. And like, yeah, if I get somebody who's 70 contact, 55 gap power, 55 power, 50 like I've got Villarreal on my hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck it. If I can get this guy in like the mid second, I'm gonna do it.
Why not? Yeah.
Can you show me Barry Lane?
Barry Lane.
Wow, he did kind of work out. What would you say this guy can play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
I would say he's around a second round value.
Yeah. So
Late
this was a reach back in the day.
Early
when I
third.
took him.
Dude,
This is
like
just a
this
guy that I remembered that I really liked when I picked him, and
Hey,
Yeah.
well, he's one of those. He's that type of cat.
this is what he was. He was like a 17-year-old with a lot of juice, not a lot of defense.
Well, I'm trying to drink the juice. More of my maybe controversial pick.
Yeah, this one just don't see the vision at all.
You know where I see the vision? I see a lot of these cats with the really low stuff somehow get out to 40, 45. And if this guy gets to
example?
Okay, so here's one of the guys. He's still in the draft, but again, he's 21 and like he just got this year. He's come up to 45 stuff. Started at 35, 40. My guy's 30, 35, but another one of those same types. I believe Ricky Ramos didn't start off. Yeah. Ricky Ramos started off 35, 35, 35, 40. Now he's up to 45. If I can get Shelton to look like this, that would be like exceptional. I think Izagura back in the day, I mean, he had the stuff potential, but again, he started off at 40.
That's
Did
more
those-
the potential that your guy has.
Yeah, I know, but I just showed you two that were before. Mendez is too old. He's not a good example. But I showed you two guys that kind of fall into that same mold.
Did those did for Ramos he go from 35 to 45 after he was drafted, or was that before he was drafted?
I don't think it
That was
matters before
before.
or after, but
I'm just saying that there is that is something to look at. Like that is something
what I guess
that
my
is there.
worry is that I don't see potentials go up. I don't see like potentials, like if it's like potentials go up
Started
to
at
10
35.
overall more. Like 35 potential goes up to 45 overall, is what I'm scared of. I just don't see that happen very much. You can point out 2 examples to me, but I can point out 500 to you that didn't happen.
It was a flyer. This is kind of what I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it works out, you look like a genius.
if Chris Sheldon plays really well.
Another thing is though, Mike, is his pitches are not like it. Like if you look back at Ramos,
Yeah, but if you're at 40 fastball, 50 changeup, 45 sinker, you ag out to like 40 stuff, maybe 45.
This is like I don't like. I'm not trying to like. Cause you know what you're doing. It's one of the, like one of the things that
a
Mark
reach.
said that stuck with me was like he was talking about John Lord, who was like playing good,
Mhm.
but was like the pitches don't line up to like the pitches need to be better
Mhm.
for him to be a starting pitcher,
He's also 17.
which is why he was. I mean, I would rather him be 14. Or
Of
15.
course you would say that, you fucking pedophile.
But like, yeah, this is one of the picks where I don't fully love it, but
Okay, then do you like this guy?
no, I don't.
The exact same. Yep, another one of those same guys. I'm taking a gamble. That's what I'm doing. I'm throwing.
It was-
Well, I like
strategic.
him more because at
This
least he
is
can
third.
get up to the thresholds.
Yeah, but he's a third round pick. Bobby Graham. Shout out Bobby Graham. He was a friend of mine back in the day. I have Bobby Graham looking better. And my scout doesn't like a lot of guys better than OSA. He's got a 0 fit minus though. Negative Sierra.
That's cool though. If
How you do
if
that?
your scout doesn't like a lot of guys better than OSA, the guys they like better than OSA definitely like it means something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I really like. And
Yeah.
then Nick Pulsifer is just one of those like, okay, sure. Like maybe he'll be good.
But overall, I do really like your draft. I think McMullen was like if you told me like McMullen had to go to a team, it would be you.
I mean, he's exactly what I want.
Yeah, no, I mean, good draft overall. I mean, I think the even if every player you have fails, the picks are gonna, the trades you made are gonna
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
amount to something.
I really like the 88 draft. And I have
Dusty
more-
Burger.
Dusty Burger. And the 89 draft and the 90 draft also look incredible. So
Okay,
I'm excited.
let's do Vancouver.
Yep.
So Vancouver, this is where Jan was saying it was controversial. I'm still up in the air on this. I could be swayed in like a full grade either way.
Ooh.
I will say. So with Vancouver,
You
and
guys-
Jay Hunt, I don't
that's
know if
low.
he did this on purpose. I know I was trying to be like a C was average. It might not have worked out like that, but it's close. But with that said, if you look at the two columns on the screen, so you have Warnke, Davidson, and McKee on one side of the screen,
Huh.
and then you have Dean, Rickenberg, and Baldwin. on the
Mike
other.
Baldwin's gross.
I just don't see it. I think he kind of fits your little project mold. I mean, but in the second round, he's good. I mean, he's good. He'll be good. He's a fine
Yeah.
reliever. He wasn't like a swaying.
Oh, true. Oh, that's what you're saying. Yeah, dime a dozen.
Yeah,
Like,
he's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he's good.
he's
Yeah.
a little bit more interesting, though.
He's durable, which is cool. He's got a little bit of quirkiness. He throws sidearm, which is kind of interesting.
Uh-huh.
He's quirky. He's fine. He'll play. I mean, he's going to be a solid reliever.
We started from the ground up.
I guess we start at the bottom. We'll start at the bottom. Who else has you got down there?
I really wanted Dusty McKee, but
This
like
fits
in
your
the
little
second
project
round.
thing, in the opposite way.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is interesting, and I actually was talking to Vancouver when he had been telling me about this guy he liked, but he wouldn't tell me who it was because I had like picks around him, and it was this guy. And I mean, I see the vision. I just don't know like how the control comes up.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean. He's just so like he's already kind of at his peak. So like I don't see how the control gets any better.
Yeah. And you see like how
Everything is like
what's a
good.
sinker velo is normally like what like
Sinker Velo's like
88 to
80.
91.
no. Sinker Velo is like 2 or 3 less than fastball.
okay. It's interesting like
I'm thinking Cutter.
he's got
Cutter's
really
a little.
he's got really low control and then a shit slider which makes sense and then like the slow speed pitches change up. Yeah, that's good. Okay, yeah, high stuff makes sense. You don't have high control on that, but like I don't know, that fastball and sinker kind of scares me with the good control
Yeah, I
or
don't.
bad control.
I mean maybe, but I don't really. This wasn't my favorite pick. I mean he's quirky. He was on my list for sure, but I think on my list he might have been like a 3rd round guy.
Yeah,
Like I would have probably looked at him in the 3rd.
I wanted him in
Which
the
is
mid
fine.
second, but I wasn't able.
And then we're up one more. Who was after? Oh, is this it? Are you sure? There's no one else in the.
Mike Baldwin.
No, this is fine. This is fine because this is chronological. Go back. It's chronological. Oh no, Rickenberg. This is like. So remember that guy with the crazy name who we couldn't say?
Oh, the dude from Cleveland.
Yeah. the prospect. This is
catch.
Yeah.
Catch.
This is like him in full effect, I feel like.
Yeah.
This is his best case scenario. And I mean, he's hit some home runs and his batting average has been kind of good. I see the vision. I just don't know how this works when he gets up against like.
I don't either, but like I don't hate taking the 80 home run power guy.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
still like anti Lokesh though. Like I don't like Lokesh.
Have you seen Lokesh's season?
I know. I have. But
How
I
do
just
you
don't
anti?
think-
That's crazy. That's crazy. How do you anti Lokesh?
I just don't. I don't know. I don't.
He has 1 rating in the yellow.
Okay, well, this is a little bit different than what I remember. With that said, this is a lot different than I remember.
Lokesh.
Anywho, my point is, like, I mean, as a first rounder, what pick was this guy?
Late. I think like 27 or something.
Okay,
26.
so Peffer was there when he picked this
Yeah,
guy.
Pettifer.
Yeah.
And I would have taken, especially for Austin, just as like kind of like maybe in 2 years when his team started to boost
The other
up.
thing-
Next year.
Yeah, but I mean, this is this year.
The other thing is like, how much do you guys take? You know, we always talk about batting and defense. How much do you guys take speed into these shits?
I think it's important.
You think it's important?
And fitting in certain things. I mean, this guy like
having a
is kind
first
of-
baseman who can run,
That's
having a
cool.
first baseman with 80 power against righties who can run like that.
Yeah.
Like that's also sort of like like very rare in this league.
Yeah, I guess my thing is like if he can get the bat on the ball, everything from there will be good. But like I guess his stats don't indicate anything that should be worrisome in terms of that. But like, I mean, I just don't.
That is true.
I don't know like what that'll look like.
That's a good way to think of it.
Yeah.
If he can just hit the ball, then he should.
I
be
think
good.
he's the perfect 2-3.
Greg Davidson. This guy was coveted by many. With that said, great player. I actually liked him a lot. Considered picking him, went with the catcher. It's a long story. But, I mean, this guy's going to be like an automatic, like what? Like a...
2, 3, 4.
Yeah, automatic. Like, you can plug this
Who
guy
knows?
in right away.
Yeah.
Like, this might have been like pitcher, like 2 or 3 of the whole draft.
Yeah.
Probably pitcher 2, right? Behind, unless, I guess you would
Scorpion.
include Scorpion. Well, you'd
Yeah.
probably include Oplin above him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oplin. He's Davidson's a 3.
It is weird to like compare Oplin to this guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think it's
it's
fair.
complete sort of ceiling versus floor.
Speaking of Oplin,
Not a fair
But
comparison.
like this is the Mofat pick.
look at Nick Tomato.
Oh my god, dude, I can't believe a beta developer. Like, dude, Winnipeg is a great team to step into.
And I was
a
gonna
great
take.
team to step into.
And what's fucking stupid is he autoed Tamayo, who I was gonna pick, and he autoed Oplin, who I was gonna pick. And guys would have gone before both of them. It's fucking stupid.
I can confirm.
It's fucking stupid.
I can confirm that the auto picks have fucked Mike.
They've been fucking me, dude, and it's been the developer who's fucking me too.
Anyways,
He wasn't even in the league yet.
I think this was a really good pick. Like a really, really good pick.
Yeah, I agree.
Would you say this
He
is
just
like?
kind of got
Can you
lost.
can you compare him to Mofat?
Would you say he's not Mofat at all?
I think
What?
No, he's not.
I think he
Are
got.
you serious?
Okay, his OSA is sorry. I just don't have Davidson like OSA does.
Oh, okay.
I think
that is Mofat.
It is Mofat.
I think like he kind of got lost in the shuffle, like between picks like 16 to. Remember we said like from the range of like 12 to 20, we thought there were some reaches and maybe picks we didn't like.
Yeah.
And this is maybe a guy where he should have went.
Yeah.
Well, we
Closer to,
were
like,
talking
15.
about how it was like the top end talent is deep, but the draft itself kind of falls off.
Yeah.
But it's a deep draft for top end talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just kind of got lost in the shuffle, and you got a nice pick, so it works for you. With that said, this one, I don't know.
Pass up on a lot of really good
with the
cats,
9th
dude.
pick. Like, this is a really good player, but like, let's say, okay, in a world where you took Davidson at 9 and you took Dean at 22, I actually would be a little bit happier with because I see
I don't
Davidson.
think Dean falls to 22 though.
Yeah, but I see Davidson closer as the 9th pick than Dean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, you got this is the guy you wanted. You got him.
Yeah.
But I do like. I
kinda
like
Kurslake.
Kurslake actually.
I kinda
more.
I like Kursaki more because of defense.
Kurslake.
Yeah, I mean, but this is this is not a bad pick, and he's a good personality. He's a catcher.
Yeah, and of course, why would you want your catcher to be 6'6", 230? His blocking must be insane.
His blocking's average.
What I make of this pick is Austin is competing next year, which isn't a puzzle, but very fun to finally see Austin compete again.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's not who I would have went with, but
that was my first thought when he picked Mike Dean. Was like, okay, Austin is competing next year.
Yeah. And then show us the crown jewel.
Yeah.
Huh?
This is it. This is his crown jewel.
He drafted him and traded him to Minnesota, was it?
There we go.
Hallelujah. Yeah, this is going to be good. He's going to be also an amazing defender. Not as great as Davies, but he's going to be a better hitter.
It's Davies, and then like Warnicki's in the top 5 best shortstops in the league already.
Yeah. No matter what, in my opinion, this was the 1-1.
Yeah.
In this draft.
No matter what.
So no matter what we say about top end talent, it was deep, whatever. Like having the 1-1 in this draft did matter.
Now I will say, I think there's a world where him and Davies end up being like the same player. That could happen. They could end up being the same.
My thing is, there's a world where Kortsakawika
ends up being the best.
Ends up being the best by a couple tiers.
Yeah.
As a starter.
Okay. If he's a starter.
But that's a complete ceiling.
But I think Warnicki has.
Well, I want to mention one thing. I feel like when you play guys like that as starters, they regress. Like you saw it with Pennington and Arnold. They both got a big chunk out of their ratings because they've been forced.
Would you be mad if he turned out like Pennington or Arnold?
No, not at all.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But I think Warnicki or Davies could be. I feel like it's more probable. It's just probability.
That was an amazing draft class to be in, and Warnicki is it was the Eric Cole of this draft of we've never seen a guy like this.
Yeah.
Craig Hernandez was the last guy like this at shortstop. But Craig Hernandez got drafted at 15 or 16 with all of his potentials going still. His parents weren't amazing.
Yeah, I mean this was the first pick, but I do think that I would have taken him first and not thought twice about it. But there's a world where him and Davies kind of end up in the same.
The only guy I can compare this guy to that would fall off was Tom Mangieri.
Yeah.
So,
but I remember when he was.
But if you're telling me his floor is Tom Mangieri, Jesus Christ, what a pick! What a 1-1 to have.
Yeah, very nice.
Well, it's
easy. And then that's it. I mean, that's why I gave you the grade I gave you. You did good. You did fine. Obviously, you knocked some picks out of the park, and I wasn't a big guy on Dean, but Winnipeg, I gave an A-. The auto pick did good. Oplin, a lot of people wanted, and I mean,
I wanted him so bad.
Why would you not want him?
He went 1-3.
Yeah.
I don't even hate it.
But for the auto pick, for a team that's going to rebuild, the auto pick.
I don't even.
You'd rather see them take someone like this in terms of what they were. I mean, I guess we're speaking about a robot, but what they were thinking was whatever the decision process was for that.
Yeah, but let's be honest. This guy would have gone at the 1-6 when I would have taken him if it was any other if it wasn't an auto.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean that just speaks to good auto, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good auto.
Fuck though, I wanted Mike Oplin. I mean, I have guys that. I literally have somebody who looks just like him. Yeah. Okay, he looks just like him, but still. I wanted Oplin so bad.
Yeah, that was a good pick. And then who did he follow that?
Brian Morrison.
I mean, it's your second rounder.
Wow.
Right? He's developed well. He can catch, which is pretty nice. This is another good catcher.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of silently very good catching. classes recently.
I'm very glad
Boston
because
did that
catching like shortstop, center field, sure, but dude, oh my god, catcher was a position where like nobody had anything for like a hot second. Another one.
Another one.
Yeah, he's not going to really be a catcher, I don't think.
Why?
Can you go pull up the catcher first base prospect that Boston took? I really liked him. Boston took if you didn't look close enough, he was a first baseman. You might have actually put him in as a first baseman. Is it Wismar? Check out Wismar. Was it him that took him? Someone.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wisner. I think it was Chicago. Wism. Bob Wisner.
No, this wasn't him. I don't know who it was.
Oh,
So
this
there
was
was-
Carolina.
There was a first baseman or catcher disguised as a first baseman that was a really good pick, but I don't remember who got him. I thought it was Boston.
In this draft.
Boston, yes. Boston was the one that pointed it out. I know that. It was definitely
Big E Boston.
yes. Biggie put a message in the chat
Okay.
about.
Dude, I'm so excited for Big E to be back, man.
I wish I
So
knew who he
sad.
was talking about right now, though.
Was it one of the Dave Joneses? Is?
No.
Was it Ed Andrus? Probably not. Was it a guy that we just looked at?
Let me go find out.
Nope, not Ed Andrus.
I'm gonna find him really quick just because I want to talk about him. Big E.
Big E. Brian Morrison?
Brian Morrison.
It was Brian Morrison. We just looked at Brian Morrison. Minnesota. Take it back. Oh.
Okay, so he's now positioned as catcher, but he was positioned first baseman. That was what
Interesting.
it was. So he just appeared as a 1B if you looked in the draft. But
Wow.
then you clicked in and he was a catcher.
So this guy's a steal.
So,
Like,
yeah.
basically, he's a steal.
Who was that guy that Toronto picked? It was like a while ago. He picked him at the 1-4, and I was like, "Oh my god, who the fuck is this guy?"
Jack Thompson?
No, it was someone else, and he had 2 really good seasons, and it was like he was an amazing catcher. He reminds me of this guy, and because of that, since Toronto drafted that guy, in
was
the
Jack
first
Thompson.
round, it wasn't Jack Thompson. I
thought it
promise you, it wasn't Jack
The
Thompson.
black
He was
Black
not
Johnson.
black. He was not black. I promise you. Ever since then, I was like, this is a while ago, like early 70s.
Oh.
Ever since then, I have looked at catcher ratings specifically within the draft pool because of people like this.
Huh.
Yeah,
Weird quirks that you pick
might have
up.
been Mofat. Because he picked Mofat.
Mofat.
Adam
It was
Mofat.
Mofat.
No way.
'Cause I
Dude, it's
traded
been the
for him.
Mofat. It's been the
It
Mofat
was Adam
podcast.
Mofat. It had to have been Adam Mofat.
Was that Adam Mofat?
See,
Had to have been.
that's how you know you're fucking. Go to his history. Go to his history. See when he was
no.
drafted.
It was Adam Mofat. 2071 to Toronto.
Yeah.
What?
I think it was Adam
What
Mofat.
a fucking pull, Dubs.
Well, because I traded for him, or I had him at some
I thought
point.
he had it for multiple years, though.
He just
No. New York drafted him. It wasn't Mofat.
Oh.
Jay Hunt drafted Mofat. Hey, let us know if
Yeah.
you know what you're thinking about Bob or
This
anyone
is
else.
CBA roulette.
I'm gonna find him as we go here.
Do you guys just want to do a quick thing looking at the next draft, just looking at it overview?
Yeah, let's
Just
do
where
your,
we-
let's do your
I'm
tiers.
in,
Let's
I'm
do it.
in.
Oh yeah. Go my tiers list. It's pretty apparent based off of sorry Atlanta.
JG hate.
Sorry JG. Sorry.
JG, we love you, by the way, man.
Yeah, it's nothing against you, brother.
It's just against your draft.
I just put everyone in the same. They're not in chronological order,
Yeah.
but New Orleans was my best draft. Minnesota, maybe I overestimated. I think New Orleans had the best draft. He ended with 2 of the best players.
Yeah.
Obviously, he had 2 of the best picks, but who knows? Some things, people get weird with those top picks, and I thought he did really well.
Yeah, I think New Orleans has like the best draft, like of anyone.
I think New Orleans had the best draft in the CBA.
Which I think is really cool to see from a new member. Like obviously he's been in the league for a while.
Yeah.
Um,
But like I'm
Daddy.
thinking of years.
This is what I love though about this league specifically is somebody like New Orleans can come into this league with not too much experience, and we're like, dude, you had the best draft. Like, oh my god. And then somebody like J.K. comes in, and he's a big developer. Like, dude, the diversity in
Yeah.
CBA is amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
No, it's all y'all are amazing for the CBA, and we appreciate how much time you guys put into and effort to become, good at the game. And then New Orleans is definitely somebody who is active in the Discord.
It's
enough.
cool to see too because
Ben Kenny.
Ken Benny.
Ben Kenny.
Ben
Ben
Kenny.
Kenny.
Yes.
It's 2072. He was drafted by Toronto, and I was like, oh my god, Toronto traded up and drafted a first baseman. I was only 3 years into the league at this point. I was like, that was a stupid pick. And then he comes in and plays him as a catcher, and he actually sucked, but then it was good.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, and he was
I
good.
think
He didn't pan out right, but I remember him.
Yeah.
I won him at TOC as my backup catcher, I think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
In 81.
Yay! Well, Ben Kenny has a ring,
Yeah.
Bob, if you're listening.
Ben Kenny got a ring. No, he doesn't listen.
One more thing to touch on with New Orleans is it's cool to see the crew kind of in a good spot because I'm thinking of like ever since I even started, I don't remember the crew ever being good or ever being bad and just kind of being like whether that's like the 8th worst team to the fucking 20.
Yeah.
But never in the
Yeah.
upper or lower echelon. So it's cool to see like they had a really good draft.
The Buffalo Sabres of the CBA.
I think
that's why I love these these new casts with so much like energy, like JG or New Orleans. Like I'm really excited to see how they progress and see their teams.
I almost want to bump JG's shit up just because.
No, because it's JG, bro. He's a sick guy.
Yeah, JG. It's just we just weren't Tabbert people, but I hope Tabbert wins MVPs and makes us all look dumb.
Go back 2. Go to his ratings. He's 14 with those current ratings.
Whoa!
He's 14.
He's 14.
Jesus Christ. So who's the first pick in this draft?
Dusty Burger.
Dusty Dreamburger.
Huh.
Bro, he's so good.
Go back to Dusty. Can you scroll down? Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the first pick.
Yeah, that's an ace.
That's who we've lost 30 straight games for.
If you had to give an IRL comparison to Dusty Burger, who would it be?
Can I see him again?
All right, so he's not a whirler. He throws hard, but it's more about the control.
Like Zach Greinke?
No, dude, I'm thinking. Can you show me the picture mix? Dude, this is like is he a lefty? No, he's righty. This is like a Verlander. Verlander never really had like the strikeout pitching, but dude, that guy could fucking dot.
Here's where me and Mike were never really into baseball before we joined
even
the
the personality
CBA.
fits. Good guy, but he just couldn't stay on a fucking team. I mean, I guess he played in Detroit for a while. That's kind of go ahead.
You played in Houston for what, 3-4 years?
Yeah, but now it feels like it's like every time I
Yeah,
pop on
now,
the TV,
yeah.
there's Verlander. Who the fuck's he? Who's he played? The Mets? Go ahead, anyways.
No,
Upland.
who is Verlander? Mets?
It has to be the Mets. Is he out of the league?
He was he was coaching somebody. But like there was a video where he was like coaching someone in the bullpen, but as a starter.
He must be. Who
whoever
knows?
he
Anyways, what were you saying? Is this just a pitching draft?
Yeah, these next couple are
Billy
including this one. No, sorry, not including this one. Probably. But yeah.
My
oh
God,
my
that guy is gonna be good.
He is your destiny. Micah Dukes looks gross. This is all the same draft, by the way.
Oh my God.
This guy can start, by the way.
Do we know how the sim went yet?
It's up.
Like, look at Joel Escobar.
What's up?
Yeah, I know.
This guy's a starting pitcher, too.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Lenker. You need to see all this.
Oh, there's no fucking stats.
No splats yet. Because Adam needs to do it.
What do you
Larry
want to
Lenker
see?
looks gross. Gerardo
Just my record,
Chavez.
that's all.
Look at this. Gerardo Chavez.
Yeah.
Gross.
Dan Bettinger, more like.
Paul Patullo. This guy looks gross.
That guy looks gross.
This guy is gross.
That
this
guy
guy
looks
looks
insane.
gross.
That guy looks
This guy looks gross.
That guy
This
looks
guy looks
gross.
gross. This guy
Oh
looks
my God.
gross. This guy looks like he can be gross if he fills out.
Oh my
this
God.
guy's gross. This guy's
Nah.
good, but he'd be a first round pick this year. This guy's
Nah.
a starting pitcher. Dude, no. Look at him. He's
Oh,
gross.
he's 16. Yeah, no, he's gross. He's gross.
Nick Laptop.
Ground ball still. Yeah.
This guy's good. He went. This guy. This
Dude,
is
we,
Nick.
we,
This
we've,
is
we've
Mofat.
just went like 11 starting like pitchers deep.
Yeah. But we can look at the. We'll stop teasing. We can look at the the hitters too, because the hitters look pretty decent. As well. Bill Creasy could also be the number 1 overall pick.
You know who that is? Nolan Leone.
Yeah, it is Nolan Leone.
What are his splits? He's a lefty.
He's still top 5.
Yeah.
Well, he's also gross in the outfield.
Yeah. RJ Graham looks pretty good.
You know who he looks like? He looks like do you remember
Shacker.
fucking RJ Wallace?
Mm.
The RJ thing kind of hit me. He ended up being 2-way, but that guy looks pretty good.
Wow.
Center fielder.
Center fielder. Locomotive.
Mm-hmm.
Tim McClellan. Messier.
Hmm.
Manny Roman looks pretty good. Hmm.
Wow.
Wow.
So we might have another one on our hands. Wow, that guy.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
who's Houston's guy?
Whoa.
Who's
Mike
Houston's
Mitchell.
center? Yes, Mike Mitchell.
Mike Mitchell's a lot worse defensively, though.
Wow, that guy looks like he'll be good.
Wow,
Wow.
that's
That
a
guy.
catcher.
That's a catcher.
Yeah.
Is this Jose?
Ooh.
Wow. Yeah, this is OSA.
Dude, this is gonna be a good one.
Wow, Nick Sims.
We're ooh ah ooh ah.
Dude, this is interesting.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I like him too. Can he play short? He can play short, kind of.
Yeah.
Man,
Uh,
second base.
Oh, I thought it was Jack Jackman or Jack Jackson. That'd
Jack
be crazy.
Jameson.
Doom.
Jack Jackson.
So
That'd be
it-
crazy.
From
I
just
need
a brief
I
look,
need
it
to
looks
show
like
you guys some of these cats too. The '89 draft is equally as yucky.
Ken Braun.
Ken Braun,
Ken
89.
Braun. And the thing is, like, with the 89 and 90
Steve
draft, as you
Hakes.
keep going, is, like, they'll get better, too.
Yeah,
When do we switch over?
Matt Harris. Look at this guy.
All-Star Weekend.
He's a center fielder.
Do you know when that'll fall in years?
No.
This '89 draft might look different. Because I think it'll
Look
be
at Jason Leitner.
lefty.
Yeah.
What was? Can you go back to
Hey,
Dusty
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Burger?
whoa, whoa, whoa! Look at this guy.
Yeah, no, he's really good.
This is the first overall pick. This is the first overall.
Bobby Locke is the first
Bobby
overall
Locke,
pick.
Bobby Locke,
Bobby
Bobby
Locke
Locke,
is
Bobby Locke.
fucking. He's an 80-80.
pick. Bobby Locke.
He's 2 years
Bobby
away
Locke is
and is
gross.
an 80-80.
Bobby Locke.
Bobby Locke is gross. That's a guy that I need to get in my hands.
Here's another starting pitcher.
That guy is better than whoever the fuck you were talking about
Yeah,
before.
the other guy
Who
you
is
named before
this?
kind of fucking was like good, but like
Yeah, but now look at the other guy.
yeah. They're the same exact thing.
They're the
yeah.
same exact thing.
Oh, it just when you see this, like if
The
you're
hold runners.
It's the hold
It's the
runners.
hold runners.
It's the hold runners.
I got hold runners.
Oh,
Oh,
shit!
God, he's a DH. But jeez, he's
I'd
gonna be
play him
a
in the
fire
field.
DH.
A fast one too.
That was like a
Mike Oakland.
Walmart Terrell Thomas.
Oh my
Skippy.
god!
It's getting skippy.
So why is it just me or does every draft class feel juiced? Like
Well, we've had some. Here's the thing: it's like the talent within the league.
Dude, look at this guy.
There were some middling years.
Look at this
we've
guy.
gotten past it, where the talent in the league. Y'all, let me know if I'm wrong here. Was like kind of mid.
Look at these
There
two
were
guys.
no shortstops. There were no center fielders. There were no catchers. And the aces of starting pitching were not there either. It felt like the entire first 2/3 of 25, there weren't many people.
this looks like an Opland on roids.
Upland has like 80 stuff, right?
Yeah, he's A sub potential. Like, but look at these two guys back to back.
Oh, this guy can hold runners. Go back.
Go back.
He sucks.
Don't pick.
Okay,
don't pick it.
one more. I have to show you the 90 draft though, because the 90 draft has Jose Arias.
That's a starting pitcher. That's a starter.
That is a starting pitcher.
And he's extreme ground.
Bro,
ball. This looks like
Terminator has to be the best nickname for a starting pitcher.
I will get this guy.
Other than Strikeout.
Mark,
like
How
Terminator.
many years out is that? So that's
90.
See, here's what I wonder is like if like the back end commissioner like slider for draft class is like let's just 75 out of 100. How many draft classes would you have to make to get a pitcher that is 80 throughout?
Oh.
Wow, yeah, no, he's really good. 80-80 again.
Hajar.
Hajar. He's from, what is that, High Point, Turkey?
North Carolina. Close.
Iran?
North Carolina.
not interested in him.
Oh,
Dusty Kiss.
Dusty Kiss. Moo.
Is
You
he
got that?
fat?
Oh,
He's just a really
whoa, guys, there is no scrolling bar. This is a starting pitcher with 2 pitches, who throws 84 pitches a game.
Wow.
He just fucking goes out there and does
Whoa,
That is, you know who would draft that guy?
this guy?
No.
it. Tommy would try and figure
No,
something
Mark.
out.
Mark would draft that guy and he'd have an 80-80 changeup by the next year.
Oh,
That is Tommy.
dude, but see, it just keeps. Oh, it just keeps
The
going.
draft classes are sick.
The pitching looks really good.
You think Mark would like this dude?
I think Mark would like this dude.
Do you think Mark currently likes this dude?
I think Mark currently likes this dude.
All right, guys. Thank you for this very long draft podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. We went in depth to every single team. That's what y'all want. We give the people what they want. Maybe a little bit later than they would want it, but they do get what they want.
Let's get some comments. Let us know what you guys thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, DM, Patreon.
What is the...
We just graduated. We'll put the Venmos below. Just kidding. That'd be kind of crazy. But
Imagine
let me know if
CBA
you.
starts
Well, yeah. No.
Third
Third round pick. Third round pick.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Mathematically, it's someone in the CBA is like a multi-millionaire.
Mathematically, really? 1 out of 30?
Probably.
Who do you think
Is
it
that
is?
how that works?
I would
3%?
assume.
You think
Well, I mean, you can become a millionaire just putting money in your 401k for like.
if,
Yeah, that's
we
true.
do have some adults.
if I were to guess,
But
I
like
think
a
it would.
40?
I think it would
Yeah,
be.
no, 100%. Yeah,
I think it would be Scott.
Scott's
Scott.
it.
Yeah, Scott's
Kind of
getting
mysterious.
glazed. Scott's getting glazed right now.